The Leadoff Man is brought to you by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs, Nissan and your Nissan dealer, and by Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger Restaurants.
Well, Cubs fans wanted to catch some batting practice this morning as they filed in early, and we are live from Wrigley Field on a cool, overcast Wednesday afternoon. And now time for the Leadoff Man show here on WGN. Today, the Cubs will play host to the Reds. It's the rubber game of this three-game series here at Wrigley. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Len Casper. Bob Brentley will join me a little bit later. The series knotted up at a game apiece. The Cubs won Monday night. Lots of offense last night. Let's get the highlights. 11-9 the final as the Reds took game two. Bottom first with the Cubs trailing 1-0. The red-hot Derek Lee homered to tie the game at 1. His fifth of the year, extended his hit streak to 9 games. After the Reds took a 5-1 lead in the top of the second, Navy Perez hit by a pitch. No warnings issued at that point. Bottom four now. After a Michael Barrett triple, Jeremy Burnitz homered out on his Sheffield. That pulled the Cubs to within 5-3. Top of the fifth, things get interesting when Carlos Zambrano, who had struggled with his command, throws a pitch behind Adam Dunn. Dunn retaliates with a home run to put the Reds ahead 6-3. This one just got out in right. Next batter, Austin Kearns. And when Zambrano hits him with a pitch, home plate umpire Tim Welke says that's it. Doesn't hesitate to eject Zambrano, his second ejection in 5 starts here in 2005. Bottom of the fifth. Cubs down 6-4. Corey Patterson on second. Aramis Ramirez homering to tie the game at 6-6. Then Jeremy Burnitz with a single. Jason DuBois with his second home run of the year puts the Cubs ahead at that point 8-6. But this game far from over. Top of the sixth with runners on the corners. Ken Griffey Jr. hits a sac fly to left field. Now watch Jason DuBois. Just dropped it, an error on that play, but the sac fly allowing Creel to score. Cubs lead now to 8-7. Top 7 runners on second and third. Javier Valentin single to center. He had a big night with 3 hits. Scored both runners, went to second as Corey Patterson misplayed the ball. The Cubs with 2 errors on the night, and that gave the Reds a 9-8 lead. They would not relinquish. So the final score, 11-9. David Weathers, a former Cub, got the win. Michael Wirtz took the loss, and Danny Graves, who did give up an unearned run in the ninth, picked up his 8th save. Well, lots of injury updates, and we'll have a Joe Borowski health update. He threw off the mound to some hitters today. More on what's up with Joe Bo, and we return on the Leadoff Man.
You can feel the power. You've got the need for speed. The temperature's rising, and so is the intensity. The boys of summer are taken to the field with their game faces on. There's over 100 games, and only one network to catch them all. It's where sports is always in season. Superstation WGN.
This is it, Hyundai's once-a-year spring sales event with great deals, like up to $2,500 cash back and limited-time-only savings on the V6 Hyundai Santa Fe, feature-packed, and the winner of Strategic Vision's 2004 Total Quality Award. That award-winning quality lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. But you have to hurry. The event ends May 2nd, only at your Hyundai dealer. See your Hyundai dealer for up to $2,500 cash back before time runs out.
What makes a Butterburger better? Well, it's cooked up fresh and made to order. So good, hot and juicy, tasty, rushed right to you. So good, you can taste how much we care. Oh, that's luscious. So good, lightly buttered, tasty, toasted bun. So good, bigger, better Butterburger. Culver's, taste how much we care.
And we continue on the leadoff man. The Cubs will try to crawl back over 500 today. Both teams come in 10 up and 10 down. Again, the rubber game of this 3-game series. Well, the Cubs really are looking for some positive news on the health front, and they got some positive news today because Joe Borowski pitched a simulated game, threw about 35 pitches today, said he felt very good physically. He did work on his slider as well, says his command is going to be a work in progress, and of course that is to be expected, but it's always a good step in the right direction when an injured guy faces live hitters. Of course, he's coming back from a broken bone in his right wrist. Let's hear from Dusty Baker with his assessment of Joe Borowski today.
Well, for the first time out, I mean, he looked pretty good. It's been a long time since he's been on the mound against a hitter. You know, slider looked good. His fastball and location was probably fair unless he tried to do too much, and then he'd open up sometimes. But the main thing is that he felt good physically, and he said he didn't feel anything where the fracture was. And I mean, that's a very positive sign. I mean, he has a ways to go, but still, it's I mean, he's like starting all over almost in spring training. So, but all in all, you know, he looked pretty good.
So the Cubs will try to figure out when he'll go out on a minor league rehab assignment. Hopefully Joe Borowski will be back very soon. Roster move in the bullpen, we'll tell you about that a little bit later. It's a bullpen that was overworked certainly last night. Ryan Dempster will get the start for the Cubs today. We'll talk about the pitching matchup as we continue.
Who says real men don't cry when they go thinking with something other than their heads? Here's your weekly reality check. Maximum exposure.
Sundays at 11 on Superstation WGN.
We know the HRX is a Honda. We know it has cruise control. We know it has a Xenoid body that's virtually indestructible. What we don't know is, what is this?
It's called Versamo. It goes from mulching to packing to discharge with no attachments.
This changes everything.
Air freshener too strong? New metered release Aerometrics for a long-lasting fragrance that's never out of control.
Scrub-a-dub-dub. I know that look. You're thinking about the delicious, nutritious salmon in New Beneful Healthy Radiance. It's got wholesome grains and carrots, green beans, and real salmon with omega fatty acids for that thick, shiny coat and protein for those strong muscles. Look at you. What a hunk. And you think you're getting spoiled? Just look at that healthy glow.
New Healthy Radiance. Another healthful, flavorful, Beneful.
This is it, Hyundai's once-a-year spring sales event with great deals like up to $2,500 cash back or 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on select models and limited-time-only savings on the stylish Hyundai Sonata. Like every Hyundai, the Sonata is built with award-winning quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Hurry, the event ends May 2nd, only at your Hyundai dealer. See your Hyundai dealer for up to $2,500 cash back before time runs out.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Man Show. Our Culver's This Day in Cubs history takes us back to 2001 when Kerry Wood strikes out 14 in 6 innings to beat Dusty Baker's San Francisco Giants. That's our This Day in Cubs history, brought to you by Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger Restaurants. Well, the starting pitchers today, couple of right-handers for the Cubs. 27-year-old right-hander Ryan Dempster facing his former team. He spent part of 2002 and 2003 with the Reds, 8-12 during that time. Also had Tommy John surgery as a Red in 03. 5th start of the year for Aaron Harang. 4th career outing against the Cubs. Decent numbers, and he's off to a very good start for the Reds here in 2005. So that gets you set for baseball today. The sun is out. Reds and the Cubs from the friendly confines. Baseball coming up.
The Leadoff Man was brought to you by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs, Nissan and your Nissan dealer, and by Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger Restaurants.
Now, an incredible offer from Gillette. Try Sensor 3 disposable for free. 3 blades on springs that adjust to your face. Now try Gillette's best disposable shave free for a limited time. See your Sunday paper for details.
It's so easy to use. Geico.com. A caveman could do it.
What?
Oh, no,
Not cool.
I did not know you were there. I didn't know I could change.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's so easy to use. Geico.com. A caveman could do it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Did you hear that?
That is really condescending.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Having diabetes can be a struggle. It can mean testing your blood several times a day. But all those little drops add up to something worthwhile. Living a full, healthy life. We know it takes effort. That's why we made the Essentia Breeze Meter effortless. Just load one convenient Essentia Auto Disc for 10 accurate tests. It helps make managing diabetes easier, and the easier it is to manage, the better life can be. Look for the effortless meter, the Essentia Breeze from Bayer.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Hey, Cubs fans, keep your eye on the ball. Every time a Cubs player hits a homer at Wrigley, you could be a winner. It's the Southwest Airlines How Far Did It Fly home run contest. After every Cubs homer, write down the distance along with your name and address and send it to WGN TV. 10 winners will receive 2 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination. For every Cubs homer, ask yourself, how far did it fly? From Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the Chicago Cubs. This is Superstation WGN, where sports is always in season. The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
Well, the sun is peeking through the clouds. It is a cool, breezy day here at Wrigley, wind blowing out to right. And we are live at Wrigley for Cubs baseball today here on WGN. And this afternoon, the Cubs will entertain the Cincinnati Reds. It's Game 3 of this series. Cubs won Monday night, and the Reds turned the trick 11-9 the final last night. Hi again, everyone. Bob Brenly, Len Casper with you from Wrigley Field. This season series, we've seen a lot of runs, a lot of home runs, 17 home runs combined, and it's tied up at 2-2.
Well, it figures to be this way all season between these two teams. The Reds are very much a team built on power. They're not going to manufacture a lot of runs, but they are going to hit some balls out of the ballpark. And the Cubs are pretty much the same way, especially against this Reds starting rotation, which is not the toughest in the National, or rather the National League Central.
Well, one of the reasons the Reds have scored a lot of runs in this season series is Adam Dunn. He has homered in both games of this series, has 4 home runs against the Cubs this year.
Well, this guy is either hit or miss, and so far against the Cub, he has been hit. He can be struck out, he draw his share of walks, but when he's swinging the bat well, he can hit him as far as anybody.
Ryan Dempster will start against his former team. It didn't always go well for Ryan as a Red. He'll try to beat them today.
Well, he's been pitching extremely well after his first start of the season. You see his career numbers, a 3-1 record with a 3.7 ERA against the Redlegs. Very strong in his last outing against the Cardinals. Gave up only the 1 run in 6 innings.
All right, Aaron Harang will start for the Cincinnati Reds. Really, from the beginning of spring training until now, the Reds feel like he's been their most consistent starter.
Well, he's definitely their biggest starter. 6'7", 270-pound Aaron Harang features a fastball, a curveball, a changeup that they say is probably his best pitch.
So we're getting ready for the first pitch, but first, our national anthem from Wrigley.
As we honor America, and join me, public address announcer Wayne Messmer, accompanied by Gary Pressey at the Wrigley Field Lowry organ, in a singing and playing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Chicago Cubs baseball, brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. The Illinois Lottery. No matter how you play, play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and the Chicago Cubs. CarQuest, 3,600 CarQuest Auto Parts stores across North America. And by Southwest Airlines, nonstop service to 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
On the next.
Will and Grace.
I did prepare a monologue from King Lear.
And who would you like to do this monologue with?
James Earl Jones. Meet your new acting coach.
We gotta lose the James Earl Jones and find the James Girl Jones.
This can't be good for his career.
You wanna be up here real high in your head voice? Lady! Lady! I'm really worried about James Earl Jones. A week in my class and his hair looks exactly the same.
Next, Will and Grace.
Tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
All right, here's one. You're stranded on the island. Name 3 things that you want with you.
A beautiful woman, an endless supply of Bud Light, and oh yeah, another beautiful woman.
Hey, Sam. When are you gonna paint the hut?
Not until he builds the raft.
He said he built the raft yesterday.
Girl, he
Mama
said
told me
bring
not to
home
get
something
stranded
else.
with you.
Oh, I got to work on my fantasies.
Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
It's all here.
Time is running out to get a John Deere and pay nothing until April 2006. That's 0 money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments until April 2006. So why wait? Hurry into your local John Deere dealer today.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Game 3, final game of this 5-game homestand. The Cubs 2-2 to start the homestand. Sun is out, and this one being presented in high definition and Dolby Digital 5.1 where available. Ryan Dempster getting ready for the start today. He has pitched very well since a rocky first outing in Arizona. This will be his 5th start. And the Cubs made a roster move. Bullpen has been overworked the last couple of days. You had the Chad Fox injury. John Lester has been optioned to AAA Iowa, kind of like Todd Wellemeyer recently sent down just to get some more work. And Roberto Novoa, with a couple of saves at Iowa, he does have previous big league experience. And you've got to believe that if needed, he's going to pitch today, because everybody except for LaTroy Hawkins saw action out of the bullpen last night.
Yeah, you better get off the plane with your cleats on and be ready to pitch if you're called up from Des Moines this year. Novoa held opponents down there to a .239 batting average in 13 innings of work, and I would anticipate we'll see quite a bit of this year from the Cubs in that bullpen. Guys with options being sent out, call up fresh arms as necessary.
Let's check out the Cincinnati Reds lineup. 11 runs, a season high for them last night. D'Angelo Jimenez starts it. Ken Griffey Jr. with 4 hits in the series he drove in for last night. Casey, Randa, Dunn. Talked about the numbers for Adam Dunn. 2 home runs in the series. Austin Kearns out in right. It'll be Felipe Lopez at short, in for Rich Aurelia today. LaRue and Harang make up the Reds' battery.
And here's how the Cubs take the field defensively. Brought to you by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and the Chicago Cubs. Hollinsworth, Corey Patterson in center field. Jeremy Burnitz in right field. Jose Macias at third base today. Nafi Perez at short. Jerry Hairston Jr. at second base. Derek Lee at first. And Michael Barrett behind the plate for right-hander Ryan Dempster. First start of the season for Ryan Dempster, not a memorable one. 9 hits, 7 runs in 3 2/3 innings, but he has really righted the ship since then. 3 consecutive starts, 6 innings in each one, allowing only 14 base hits. ERA over his last 3 starts right at 2. So Ryan Dempster, after a shaky start, has really settled in and very quietly gone about his business.
8-year veteran Brian O'Nora is behind the plate. Cedarstrom and Bill and Tim Welke rounded out. First pitch strike from Dempster to Jimenez, and we're underway. The next pitch, swing and a miss, 2 strikes. After Jimenez, a couple of left-handed hitters, Griffey and then Casey. 54 degrees here at the ballpark. Check swing. He went. That's a strikeout. Good start for Ryan Dempster.
Got a check swing from D'Angelo Jimenez here to start the ball game. A splitter off the outside corner. Maybe a hard 2-seam fastball. Too close to take. Too good to hit.
Ken Griffey is 4 for 10 in the series. Big 3-run double last night in the second inning off Carlos Zambrano. It was a strange night here at the ballpark. The Reds jumped all over the Cubs early on. Cubs came storming back in the middle part of the game, and then the Reds, with some runs in the late innings, ended up winning 11-9. And Zambrano was ejected with 2 outs in the 5th inning. After Adam Dunn hit a home run, his next pitch hit Austin Kearns. And Tim Welke immediately threw out Zambrano and then issued warnings to both benches. The umpires have their discretion to throw out a guy without issuing a warning. Swing and a miss, and Griffey's gone. Dempster with back-to-back Ks.
Nafi Perez was the first one to feel the brunt of a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Got him right above the belt on the left rib cage area. And then Zambrano, his command was off all night, threw a breaking ball behind Adam Dunn. Then the Dunn homer led to this. Fastball in the ribs of Austin Kearns. And Carlos is really going to have to be careful. He's established a reputation in this game, whether right or wrong, of being emotional out there on the mound, of taking his frustrations out on opposing hitters, and umpires have been made aware of that, and they're going to keep a close eye on him. It's really important that he keep his emotions in check.
The 1-0 pitch, Sean Casey looks at it. 2-0. Here's the thing. Zambrano gets tossed with his team down. Well, the Cubs came back, scored 5 runs in the bottom of that inning. He would have had the opportunity maybe to get the win had he continued. That's a strike outside corner. Good heat at 93 from Dempster.
Well, it certainly put a lot of taxation on that bullpen that was already taxed beyond the max, and you know, a little bit selfish on Carlos's part if indeed he hit him on purpose. It doesn't really matter if he hit him on purpose. In the umpire's judgment, he did. So that put the bullpen in a very vulnerable situation.
Well, perception is now reality for Zambrano. Another one on the outside corner. It's 3-2 on Casey.
You're talking about reality. The reality for Ryan Dempster is he's been pitching outstanding baseball with the exception of that first start of the year.
3-2, and he he strikes out the side in the first. Jimenez, Griffey, and then Sean Casey on a 3-2. Cubs coming up.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Need a break from Chicago? Fly nonstop to all these cities on Southwest Airlines, the airline committed to serving Chicago.
You are now free to move about the country.
This is it, Hyundai's once-a-year spring sales event, where just $229 per month leases a new Hyundai Santa Fe. Get this limited-time offer on the stylish Santa Fe. Like every Hyundai, the Santa Fe is built with award-winning quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Hurry, the event ends May 2nd, only at your Hyundai dealer. See your Hyundai dealer to get into a Santa Fe for only $229 a month.
Get me 12 eggs, 2 6-pack soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime.
12 eggs, 2 6-pack soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime, powder butter, 6, 7 of you. Try to cut down the phone time.
Could you pick me up at 6, please? I want to go with the hot shop.
Canada, stay out till 12, please. Please, just this once.
Absolutely not. We read home by 10:10. It's going to be
10:45.
Do I hear 10?
Give me 10:30.
I'll get it rounded.
Okay, fine. 10 it is.
Not enough minutes on your family's wireless plan? Come to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Families talk free and share the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $69.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
Well, a good start for Ryan Dempster. Struck out the side in the top of the first. And let's check out Dusty Baker's lineup as the Cubs come up. Brought to you by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and the Cubs. Jerry Hairston Jr., 400 on-base percentage as a leadoff man. Nafi Perez with 9 hits on the homestand. Patterson, Lee, Burnett, Hollinsworth. Macias in there at third for Ramos, Ramirez, Blanco, and Dempster, 8 and 9.
The Reds defensively. Dunn, Griffey Jr. and Kearns across the outfield. Joe Rand at third base. Actually, Felipe Lopez getting the start at shortstop today for Rich Aurelia. Ryan Friel at second. Casey at first, and Jason LaRue back behind the plate catching Aaron Harang.
The first pitch from Harang to Hairston is a strike. You mentioned Aaron Harang, 6'7", 270 pounds, 26 years old, and the Reds got him from the A's at the trade deadline in 03. 6th round pick of the Rangers back in 99. Well, Hairston's done a nice job as a leadoff man for the Cubs. Hitting .333 over his last 12 games. Corey Patterson batting third today. With Ramirez out of the lineup, Derek Lee cleaning up. Didn't mean to. It's fouled right at the plate. You know, Dusty, with the off day tomorrow, just felt like in Ramirez's case with that groin issue, just precautionary, and basically Ramirez is going to get a couple of days off. He is available to pinch hit later in the game.
You always check your schedule when you have players that are playing with minor injuries.
Foul, and it's going to be LaRue to make the sliding catch. Nicely done by the Reds catcher.
You check the schedule, you find those off days, you see what the matchups are before and after the off days, and you try to pick spots where you can give your players the most bang for their buck. An off day tomorrow, tough matchup today for Ramirez. So the equivalent of 2 days off should give that groin a little bit of a chance to heal. Nice play by LaRue. Ball not hit very high in the air. The key to that one is finding the ball quickly, and he was able to do that.
So it's Nafi Perez with 1 out, nobody on. He's hit in 5 straight. 11 for his last 19. And on the Reds pitcher, I'll do my best not to harangue you for too much information. 1 strike on Nafi. The pitch. 0-2.
For a guy 6'7", 270 pounds, you would expect him to light up that radar gun, but he's not a hard thrower at all. Throws in the high 80s rather. Will hit 90 once in a while. Has a real good straight change up and a pretty good overhand curveball.
The wind and the 0-2 pitch just off the outside corner to make it 1-2. 17 home runs combined between these two teams in the first 4 games of this season series. Busted back right down the right field line. It'll drop for Nafee. On his way to second. Is he going to try for third? Here he comes. Standing. '60th career triple for Nafee, and he now has 6 extra base hits on the year.
As you said, a broken bat right down the line in right field. Austin Kearns hustling over there. You can see he was shaded into the gap in right center, so that ball gets down and by him easily. Perez out of the box hard, makes the turn, takes one last peek, and then picks up Chris Fire at third base, which is what you're supposed to do as a runner. Once you get past that point where you can no longer see the ball down in that right field corner, you have to rely on your third base coach, and Chris Fire was waving him all the way.
A good chance to get on the board first. And a strike on Patterson. Runner at third, 1 out. Miranda is in, everybody else back on the infield. Corey 1 for 5, scored a run last night. Kick and the pitch. Got it by him at 90 on the fastball.
Now, this has been a tough matchup historically for Corey Patterson. He's only 1 for 10 lifetime against Aaron Harang. But like we like to say, that's history. That's what's happened in the past. Starting over with a clean slate today.
Corey had the 24-hour flu, did not start Monday. Was back in the lineup last night. I think the only good thing about the 24-hour flu is that it's only 24 hours. Everything else about it is miserable. Even though Corey did get a pinch hitting appearance on Monday night. Drops in, and this is the zone 1-2. Cubs have hovered around 500 since the start of the season. Most they've been over 500 one game, the most under 500 2 games. Two and 2 on Patterson. Nafee Perez with a 1-out triple. Ready, and here he comes. Popped him up, foul ground. And it's LaRue to make the catch. Almost tripped. So a couple of foul pops to the catcher here in the first inning, and it'll bring up Derek Lee.
Corey unable to cash in that runner at third base with 1 out. Got a pitch he could lift into the air, but he didn't lift it in the air to the outfield. He lifted it in the air to the catcher. LaRue stumbling around over there in the on-deck circle, but able to make the play.
Well, even though the Cubs are 1-1 in this series, they've scored 19 runs. And in fact, are now second in the league in runs and tied for first in home runs. And Lee lines one in front of Kearns, and he knocks home his 22nd run. Leading the National League, a new career high in April for Derek Lee. 22 RBIs.
In the 8th first inning run that the Cubs have scored against the Reds this season already. Fastball up and out over the plate. Derek Lee does what you're supposed to do with a fastball up and out over the plate. Just lines it the opposite way. I think that's a major reason Derek has had so much success in the early part of the season. He's hitting the ball all over the ballpark.
Now a 10-game hitting streak for the Cubs first baseman. So he knew he had to get a hit because he came in at exactly 400. So now back over 400. to Burnett, and now 1-1.
You know, that's tough when you think about it. When you're hitting 400, you need to get at least 2 hits a game, and Derek has been doing that more often than not. It's a lot easier when you're hitting 200.
To maintain.
Sneak one in there somewhere, you'll be all right.
Yeah. You put up a 1 for 3 and your average goes down.
I can remember when I first started playing in the minor league, some of the more veteran minor league players who had been hacking around the bushes for a few years, the motto was a walk and a knock. You want to get a walk and a hit in every ball game, and at the end of the season you'll look up and you'll probably be hitting 300 or better.
Foul tipped by Burnett. Four hits on the current homestand, couple of home runs, and 7 RBIs. 14 RBIs on the year. So over his last 4 games, he has doubled his home run and RBI totals for the season. 1-2 pitch. He's in the dirt. Todd Hollandsworth is on deck, hitless on the homestand, batting 6th today and playing left field. Long pause by Harang. Now the pitch. Another one hit hard the other way, but it'll be caught by Adam Dunn. Derek Lee with a 2-out RBI single. 22 ribbies here in April. It's 1-0 Cubs.
I'm late for this award show. Can I get a ride?
Come on, hop in. I tell you, Carson, the excitement here is tremendous.
Look at that. I didn't know P. Diddy drove a Diet Pepsi truck.
Don't scratch it.
All right, this is how I roll.
Hey, yo, P! Check out my new ride.
Air freshener too strong? New metered release Aerometrics for a long-lasting fragrance that's never out of control.
My mom has arthritis. Taking Bear keeps her music playing. My brother has a bad knee. Taking Bear keeps his game going. And what really amazed me was when Bear helped my father keep living. He took it during a heart attack. Bear helped save his life. Nothing else I know does so much. So when I'm in pain, what do you think I'm going to choose?
Genuine Bear, like no other pain reliever in the world.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Hey, John, do you...
They're hard to put down. The new quarter-pound mushroom Swiss grill burgers at Dairy Queen. Do one and DQ something different.
Joe Randa leading off the second. 1 ball, no strikes. Ryan Dempster struck out the side swinging in the first inning. That one's fouled back by Randa. Randa 4 for 7 in the series. Youngsters out here at the ballpark today. Put us on TV. You got it.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Inside, it's 2-1. Well, we talked about Joe Borowski on the leadoff man show. Nomar Garciaparra in Philadelphia today, scheduled to have the groin surgery, the less invasive surgery, just kind of cleaning up the damaged area around the tendon that tore off the bone last week. So if we hear anything, we'll certainly pass it along. Ground ball to Jerry Hairston. So the Cubs defense finally getting into the action here in the second inning. Hey, Cubs fans, have you checked out our WGN baseball blog brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts? You can do so by going to WGNTV.com/baseball blog. And Bob and I will give you a daily report on the Cubs, answer some of your questions and comments, and even give you some shots from the road. That's the blog at WGNTV.com. We will be singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game today. We've already received a lot of advice via the blog, and we'll give you some highlights as we move along today. The one controversy seems to be shouting "Let's get some runs" after the song. There is a very vocal group of people. I won't call them a vocal minority because there may be more who think this way, who say you only say "Let's get some runs" if the Cubs are trailing. Now there are others who say you say it no matter what.
So what are we going to do?
We have to figure that out by the 7th inning. 2-1. What's your gut feeling?
I think you can always use more runs, even if you have a lead. You know, let's get some more runs.
I like it. All right, so we'll do it. And you can email us more suggestions. WGN Cubs TV booth at AOL.com.
And apparently we've been getting a lot of emails also concerning Nomar and his injury, asking how in the world a guy can play if that tendon is not reattached. That's a really good question that we will make a very good effort to find out. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me how it can be done, but obviously it can be, or it wouldn't even be an option. So we will check with Mark O'Neill, the head trainer for the Cubs, and we'll have an answer for you.
It's 3-1 on Adam Dunn. Make it 4-1. He gets the walk. So first base runner for the Reds.
Yeah, usually body parts work better if they're attached where they're supposed to be attached. That's my understanding. I didn't go to medical school, but figured out that much.
Yeah.
The hip bone's connected to the knee bone or whatever, you know.
Yeah, that is how it's supposed to work. Now, Nomar said right off the bat they had to make a decision within the first 7 to 10 days because the healing that your body undergoes starts to take place, and I guess it's too difficult to go in and do anything after about a week. A strike on Austin Kearns. The MRI on Chad Fox was pretty inconclusive because he has so much, as it's been termed, hardware already in his right elbow, including 3 screws. Now he is from Houston. Blanco able to find the baseball, keeping Dunn at first. Chad Fox is from Houston, so he will fly with the team tomorrow and spend a few days at home just to kind of gather his thoughts, and at some point we'll likely schedule an appointment with Dr. James Andrews, who performed the 2 Tommy John surgeries and the surgery after he fractured his elbow. So it might be a while before the Cubs really know what's going on with Chad Fox's elbow, but he is on the DL. We can tell you that. Felipe Lopez is on deck. One out here in the second inning. The pitch, and Kearns drills one into right center. Corey Patterson has it go off his glove, and the Reds are going to try to tie it. Dunn will score. So Austin Kearns with an RBI double. Boy, coming in his last 6 games here at Wrigley, 7 hits, couple of doubles, a triple, 3 home runs. He has had a lot of success here lately.
Now, Austin Kearns is a good player. He's suffered through his share of injuries the last couple of years, but when healthy and able to go out there and get his 4 or 5 at-bats in a ball game, he's a very, very dangerous hitter. And there's so much power up and down this Reds lineup with Junior and Adam Dunn and Sean Casey over at first base, but Kearns has kind of been the forgotten man. If he can stay healthy for the Reds, he'll be a huge factor in any success they have this season.
Lopez, a switch hitter, starting at short. Rich Aurelia getting a day off today. Outside, 2-0. Cubs have been scoring a lot of runs lately, and certainly they'd love to score a lot for Ryan Dempster today. 2 of his losses have been shutout losses. Hairston to first, with Kearns heading to third, and he's there with 2 outs.
Now that first inning run today, scored by Neifi Perez on the Derek Lee single, was only the 5th run the Cubs have scored for Ryan Dempster while he was in the ball game. That's why a 1-loss record is such a deceiving statistic. It really is not a true indicator of how a guy is pitching. That's an indicator. You're going to get your share of losses if your team is scoring around a run and a half a game.
Brings up a great point. There are some guys who have been in and out of this game who have been called winners, even though they didn't have necessarily a great ERA. There are other guys who've had good ERAs, and people have said, well, he just didn't know how to close the deal. Inside on LaRue. You had a guy, Brandon Webb, who has been one of the most tough luck pitchers in baseball the last 2 years. Well under 500 last year, but had a good enough ERA where he should have been a lot better record-wise.
And a lot of that goes directly to the fact that our defense was terrible behind Brandon Webb. He's a dead sinker ball pitcher that's going to get probably 3/4 of his outs over the course of the season on ground balls, and when the defense can't make the plays behind him, you're going to lose ball games. Unearned runs score. They don't count against your earned run average. But the bottom line is you end up with a crooked number in that L column and probably pitched better than that.
So first and third with a pitcher, Harang, coming up. Yeah, I think a lot of teams would gladly take Brandon Webb on their team, even though I think he lost 16 games last year.
He's off to a good start this year. I think part of the problem last year, he just wasn't quite ready for opening day. He got married in the offseason, bought a new home, signed a 3-year contract, and showed up in Tucson for spring training at less than full effectiveness. Let's just put it that way. And there are certain pitchers in a rotation every year. There'll be one guy in the rotation that seems to get all the runs. The team will go out and score 8, 10, 12 runs every time that guy takes the mound. And you'll have a tough luck pitcher as well. And through the early going, that guy has been Ryan Dempster for the Cubs. He's pitched well enough to win, but unfortunately the team hasn't scored runs when he's been in the game.
2 strikes on Harang, just 6 for 87 in his career. And he flails at strike 3. Reds tie it. It's 1-1, middle of the second.
I'm not hungry anymore. Are you?
You know, Kung Pao chicken is my... Okay.
Becker's got a new lover.
Take a hard left, get on the access road, and kill the lights.
Now, damn it, now! But is she New York's most wanted?
She has a little baggage.
She's like a carousel at JFK.
Picture her with pinwheel eyes and a cuckoo coming out of her forehead.
Next Becker.
What happened to your eye?
Megan mistook me for somebody else and accidentally punched me in the face.
Tonight at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
There's your Bud Light.
Thank you.
You know, I think I'm just gonna go freshen up a bit, okay? Okay.
Look at that. Hey, yeah, well, she's a little annoying, but I'm desperate. Oh, gotta go.
Oh, did you meet Coop?
Coop?
She's annoying, but I'm desperate. She's annoying, but I'm desperate.
What's that all about? Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real.
Nice try, pretty boy.
It's all here.
Time is running out to get a John Deere and pay nothing until April 2006. That's 0 money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments until April 2006. So why wait? Hurry into your local John Deere dealer today.
Now, an incredible offer from Gillette. Try Sensor 3 disposable for free. 3 blades on springs that adjust to your face. Now try Gillette's best disposable shave free for a limited time. See your Sunday paper for details.
If a Cubs player hits a homer today, write down the distance and player's name and send it to WGN TV. You could win 2 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination. Take a sneak peek at the fastest extreme sport out there. Ultimate Arena Paintball is on Superstation WGN. Saturday night at 11 Eastern.
Cubs baseball on WGN Sports is brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. Bud Light. The forecast read 30% chance of showers, but we've had some sun. It is overcast today. Temperatures in the mid-50s. It's 1-1 as the Cubs will bat here in the second. Or as we prefer to say, 70% chance it will not rain.
There you go.
Trying to keep it positive. Here's Todd Hollandsworth, 0 for 7 on the homestand. Different look for Todd with the pant bottoms hiked up a little bit.
Well, not quite all the way up to the bottom of the knees. About halfway between the ankles and the knees there.
And on the hands, and he fouled it back for strike 2.
Not saying that that's the reason Todd did it, but a lot of players will do that depending on how they're swinging the bat. If they're swinging the bat well with the socks up high, they'll wear them up high every day. And you run a couple of 0 for 4s out there, and suddenly the pants will be right back down on the shoe tops. You just keep trying to find those knock socks, the ones that work.
Is it kind of along the lines of Brian Giles feeling like he's swinging the bat better when he's more tanned? I mean, come on. The way you wear your pants?
Well, it's very,
I know, there are a lot of guys who like that.
Game is built on superstition.
Popped him up. And flipping down the shades is Lopez to make the catch. So what were your superstitions as a player? Did you have a lot of them?
Well, I didn't have a lot, but obviously the ones I had didn't work very well. So, you know, I would change from day to day. You know, I didn't really have a lot of superstitions. I just was happy to have a uniform every day. I mean, as a manager, I got very superstitious at one point about my route to the ballpark. If I drove a certain way to the ballpark and we won a ball game, I would have to drive that way again the next day. And if we didn't play well, I'd find a new route to the ballpark. And always on Sunday morning, I drove by the church right next to the ballpark. Slowed down to pay my respects and then pulled on into the parking lot.
1-0 on Macias. Here's the pitch. A strike, 1-1. I read somewhere that Kurt Schilling before the season would pick out an outfit, and then he would wear that on every day he pitched. Did you notice that he wore the same thing to the park when he started?
You know, I never really noticed because, you know, most of the time on a day that a guy pitches, they show up at the ballpark a lot later than they normally do on days between starts. Between starts, they have things they do in the weight room or the training room, and I would see them more often between starts. On days that they actually started the game, I was usually busy on the field or in my office when they got to the ballpark. So I can't say I honestly paid a lot of attention to Mr. Schilling's wardrobe.
You couldn't miss Miguel Batista's, though. He always made a statement going into the clubhouse. And I'm sure still does with the Blue Jays. They'll be here at Wrigley Field in interleague play.
Miguel Batista still closing, I believe, for the Blue Jays. He was a very valuable pitcher for me in Arizona. He was very much like Glendon Rush for Dusty Baker. You could start him, you could relieve him, you could pitch him late in the ball game.
Up the middle and a base hit for Macias. That's his 3rd hit of the year. It's a 1-out single here in the second.
Macias going right back through the box. 6'7" Aaron Harang had a long way to reach down to get to that ground ball. Fortunately, it stayed down. Got underneath the glove into center field.
Henry Blanco getting his 5th start back to the plate. Good catcher's ERA. We talked about that earlier in the season. When he has caught the Cubs ERA under 250. Reached on an error last night and is only at bat.
You notice Aaron Harang has his glove at his belt right there and will keep it there. The ball's behind the back right now as he gets the sign from the catcher, goes right into the glove. No wasted motion.
Macias running, swing and a miss by Blanco. The throw by LaRue is in time to get Macias. Jason LaRue now over 50%. He's 7 for 13 and nailing base stealers. 2 down.
Appeared to be a hit and run. You could just tell by the swing of Henry Blanco. He was trying to shoot that ball to the right side and protect Jose Macias, but comes up empty. And most of the time on a broken hit and run play, that runner's going to be gunned out at second base. Jose made it very close with a good aggressive head first slide.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout, and the inning is over. Cubs get a hit. They don't strand anyone. It's 1-1 after 2.
Honey, would you be a dear and pick up your brother?
Faster?
Brother, soccer 6.
Good. What on earth could you and your grandma be talking about for 3 minutes?
Mom, I didn't make the squad.
Is your family's wireless plan costing you a fortune? Take your number to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Free? Free.
And now get more whenever minutes than ever. 1,000 for just $69.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
We know the HRX is a Honda. We know it has cruise control. We know it has a Xenoid body that's virtually indestructible. What we don't know is, what is this?
It's called Versamo. It goes from mulching to packing to discharge with no attachments.
This changes everything.
We live paycheck to paycheck. We barely get done paying one bill and then another one comes in. I mean, what would we do if one of us really got sick?
Millions of hardworking Americans live without health insurance. Together RX Access can help. Sponsored by 10 top pharmaceutical companies, Together RX Access saves eligible people up to 40% on prescriptions. And it's free.
I feel like without your help, what else is there?
Call 1-800-444-4106 today.
Day after day, drop after drop, you test your blood if you have diabetes. But what if the information you're getting isn't right? If you don't code properly, your readings can be up to 43% off. 43%, and that's just a waste of all those little drops and all your efforts. So Bayer developed the Essentia Contour Meter. There's no coding needed, so you get the information you need from every single drop, every single day. The Essentia Contour from Bayer.
1-1 as we start the third, but before we do that, let's step aside for station identification.
This is Superstation WGN, where sports is always in season.
It is the top of the order for the Cincinnati Reds. Bob Brenly, Len Casper from Wrigley, and a strike on D'Angelo Jimenez. Ryan Dempster, last time he faced these 3 hitters, he struck them all out in the first inning. The 0-1. He was popped foul. And we'll find the seats. See, he just made his day right there. Got the foul ball, and that along with a Cubs win, and he's in great shape. Life is good. 1-2. After Jimenez, it'll be Griffey and then Casey. Neither with a home run to start the season. Almost at the end of April. Derek Lee. And get it to Ryan Dempster, 3-1, the ground out. It'll bring up a guy who's had 7 DL stints in his first 5 years with the Cincinnati Reds. Ken Griffey Jr., both hamstrings. He's had knee problems, right shoulder, ankle, you name it. The hamstrings in particular have been a real problem for him. He was in Seattle for over a decade and was on the DL just 3 times.
And playing on that AstroTurf at the old Kingdome, you would have thought that he would have spent a lot more time on the DL playing under those conditions than in Cincinnati.
That's a good point. You know, that tenure there may have led to some of the problems he has faced the last few years. It's a cumulative effect. 1-strike pitch. Way out front, popped it up, and this will get behind the screen. Still at .501, start of the year with 501 home runs, 3 behind Eddie Murray. for 19th. Mel Ott is 10 away. 12-time All-Star. Hammered into right for his 5th hit of the series.
There's no question Junior's starting to heat it up a little bit. When we saw him in Cincinnati a week or so ago, his bat was extremely slow. He looked very indecisive at the plate. He's really been letting it go in this series.
So here comes Casey with a man on and 1 out. You know, just looking at my notes here, trying to figure out if we've hit all the injury updates. And wanted to mention Kerry Wood. Another positive note is that Dusty Baker expects and hopes that Kerry Wood will be ready to go on Saturday, a scheduled start. Another base hit. And the Reds had 2 men on. Of course, Kerry Wood left his last start with tendonitis in his throwing shoulder, but at this point doesn't look like they're going to have to move the rotation around. So Kerry Wood will face Brandon Backey on Saturday, Mark Pryor, Roy Oswald on Sunday. But how about the opener? Greg Maddux against Roger Clemens.
Well, 2 of the greatest pitchers of their era, or any era for that matter, and 2 contrasting styles. Equally successful, but getting it done in different ways. Roger Clemens, the Rocket, has always been an overpowering strikeout pitcher. Greg Maddux, the professor, analyzing hitters and working that strike zone with all kinds of movement. Should be a great matchup.
And we'll have it for you right here on WGN Friday night. Outside on Randa. Reds now with 3 hits. After this series, the Reds will head to Milwaukee. Play the Brewers over the weekend. We'll have an off day tomorrow. Reds are 2-3 during this road trip. 9 games over 10 days. 3-0. And they're loaded. 2 singles and a walk. Bases full. So a couple of 300 game winners. Our next telecast 7 o'clock Central Friday night. So you have to go back to August of '87, the last time 2 guys with 300 wins matched up. Carlton and Sutton. Don Sutton involved in the last 4. So Minute Maid Park as the Cubs and Astros will resume what became a heated rivalry late last year.
Cubs complete that road trip through Houston and Milwaukee. That will end that streak of 19 consecutive games within the division.
What a tough spot here with Adam Dunn at the plate. He gets the first pitch out of play down the left field line. You talk about the chess match. You know Adam Dunn's thinking. Ryan Dempster's thinking, I have to throw a first pitch strike. Even though he just walked Joe Randa, Dunn jumped all over that first one. 1-1.
Well, Dunn has 3 career grand slams. I would venture to guess that he struck out with the bases loaded a lot more than 3 times. That's what makes this guy such a dangerous hitter. I mean, he can strike out 1 at bat and look bad doing it, and then come up and hit a 500-foot home run his next at bat.
Tap foul right to Randy Whistler, Reds first base coach. Cubs are back on the infield. They'd love a double play to get out of this inning. It's 1-1 in the 3rd, but the Reds threatening. Kick and the 1-2, and it gets away from Blanco. It did hit the feet, kind of rattled around like a pinball as it hit the feet of Brian O'Nora. Don't think it would have gotten too far away.
Ball just scoots underneath Henry Blanco. He goes down in pretty good position, but you see him come up slightly with the glove. Give that ball just enough room to get through, but fortunately for the Cubs and Henry Blanco, it hits Brian O'Nora in the shin guard and drops right down behind home plate.
2-2 is high. On a big pitch coming up. It's 3-2 with the bases loaded. And he struck him out. Now Dempster has fanned 5 already. And a big one here in the third.
Mentioned the 3 grand slams. That is the 17th time that Adam Dunn has struck out with the bases loaded. Boy, Mark Brady right on top of it down in the track. Good backdoor breaking ball right there from Ryan Dempster. That looked like a split finger after all. It's hard to identify sometimes his split finger and his slider. They're very similar in speed, very similar in movement.
Still not out of the woods, in tight on Kearns, who doubled home Dunn in the second. Talked about Griffey and the injury problems. Austin Kearns on the DL a couple of times last year. Took a strike. 1-1. Griffey the runner at third. Sean Casey at second. Randa is at first. And Kearns played in just 64 games last year. Broken left forearm and then a right thumb injury. Played just half a season 2 years ago. Fans want another strikeout. And it's even.
They'd really like to make something happen here on this 2-2 count with 2 outs in the inning. If you go to full, all the runners will be on the move with the pitch delivery. Sean Casey, the runner at second base, does not run well at all. But if you give him the advantage of a jump start out there on the 3-2 pitch, even he will score on any base hit.
So walking the tightrope here in the third inning. He was able to strike out Dunn on a 3-2 pitch. Here it is, and he has walked in a run. Griffey will score. Second walk of the inning. Second RBI for Kearns, and here comes Larry Rothschild. So it's 2-1 Cincinnati with Felipe Lopez coming up. Well, we have a moment. Understand former Cub Mark Grudzielanek has hit for the cycle for the Cardinals today. 4 for 4 as the Cardinals lead Milwaukee 6-3 in the 7th.
You might get another at bat in that game. What can you do after a single, double, triple homer?
Hit for the motorcycle? I don't know. The tricycle?
Four walks in the game already for Dempster here in the third inning, bringing the Cubs pitching staff total to 87.
Deep to right. Burnett's going back on it, and it's out. A grand slam for Felipe Lopez. That one hurts. It's 6-1. second home run of the year for Lopez.
Strikes out the tough Adam Dunn with the bases loaded. Throws a slider down and in. It appeared to be to Lopez. He just drops the head of the bat on it. A lot of hand action in that swing and just does get it up into the basket in right field.
First career grand slam for Lopez. Those walks really hurting Dempster here in the third inning. Half the Reds 6 runs. Those guys reached on walks.
I mentioned before today, run it to 87 as a pitching staff on the season.
Jason LaRue with a base hit to left.
Just flipping through the book quickly this morning, I think probably around 18 or 19 runs have scored as a direct result of those walks. And not only that, but it runs the pitch count up. It puts the defense in some tough positions where you have to hold runners on base. You have to cheat closer to second to play for the double play. It opens up some holes defensively. And there are very rare times throughout the season where you don't mind a base on balls. Sets up a potential double play. Maybe you get a better matchup for your pitcher with the following hitter, but for the most part, those walks will kill you.
And you not only have the 5-run deficit as the Cubs look at this game, but they have a starter who's well over 60 pitches now in the third inning and a depleted bullpen.
I was talking to Dick Pohl about it around the batting cage today, and being a former pitcher, a former pitching coach, and now the bench coach for Dusty, strikeouts are so overrated in this game. Very flashy stat, but a lot of downside to strikeouts.
He has struck out 6, but he's allowed 6 runs.
I'm Chris Alexander.
I'm Joe Lay.
I'm Lisa Adelsberger.
And I'm proud to work at Anheuser-Busch.
The only major American brewery that's still American owned.
Because when profits stay in the U.S., so does your money.
Because all of us believe
the greatest country in the world deserves the best beer in the world.
Why do the employees of Anheuser-Busch work so hard to make the world's finest beer?
Because I'm an owner. I'm an owner.
I'm an owner.
This is America's beer. This is Anheuser-Busch.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Time is running out to get a John Deere and pay nothing until April 2006. That's 0 money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments until April 2006. So why wait? Hurry into your local John Deere dealer today.
This is it, Hyundai's once-a-year spring sales event, where just $229 per month leases a new Hyundai Santa Fe. Get this limited-time offer on the stylish Santa Fe. Like every Hyundai, the Santa Fe is built with award-winning quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Hurry, the event ends May 2nd, only at your Hyundai dealer. See your Hyundai dealer to get into a Santa Fe for only $229 a month.
Wherever wheels are rolling, spinning proud and bold, the name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road.
This is America's home for super sports. Superstation WGN.
Here's a great look at our high-definition booth replay monitor brought to you by Sharp Electronics. Check it out. Available at Apt Electronics.
Don't swing. Don't swing.
Joe Borowski has simulated game earlier today, and that's the monitor we use up here in the booth. 6-1 Reds. And Ryan Dempster with his first at bat today, and his team down 5. Strike 1 on Dempster. Lopez with his first career grand slam and the 18th home run in this season series combined. In this series alone, the Reds have scored 23 runs. Coming into this series, they had scored 8 runs over their last 4 games. Swing and a miss.
And as always, the conditions here at Wrigley Field have a lot to do with the kind of offensive numbers that a team is going to put up, or the Cubs are going to put up. Strike 3 to Dempster. Wind blowing out again today from left field to right field. Wind has been blowing out throughout this series. A couple of the home runs certainly were aided by that helping wind.
Well, the Cubs did erase a 5-1 deficit last night, and at one point had a 2-run lead. Here comes Harang on Hairston. Another broken bat. I was talking with Chris Chambliss the other night, the Reds hitting coach, about bats today, and he said, you know, the guys are stronger, and yet the bats they use are a lot lighter than the ones we used to use.
Bats are lighter, thinner handles. And I mentioned this in an earlier broadcast. There's so many more bat companies nowadays. It used to be Louisville Slugger, Adirondack, and then Rawlings, Mizuno, some of the other companies got involved with making bats. And now I believe there are 37 different companies who are authorized to make bats for Major League Baseball. And I don't think all 37 companies have a quality control division, because some of these bats are just exploding at the plate.
1-strike pitch, 1-1.
Bats used to all be white ash. Now we're seeing maple bats, hickory bats, all different kinds of wood. And of course, there are those out there who will blame it on the acid rain.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Third career appearance for Harang here at Wrigley. No record of .375 ERA. Here he comes on a 1-2, and Hairston thought it hit him, but Brian O'Nora said no.
It was very close. Might have got a piece of uniform. We'll check it out here. Jerry Hairston always trying to take an extra base, whether it be running the bases or trying to steal first here, faking like he got hit by a pitch.
Another foul, still 2-2.
You know, we were talking about it, Len. That's one dimension that Jerry Hairston gives you in that leadoff spot. This is a guy that wants to run. Every time he gets on base, he's trying to get that extra half step or step of a lead off. He's trying to time that pitcher's delivery, whether it be at first base or second base. On a ball put in play, he's always looking to take the extra base, constantly putting pressure on the defense.
Another 2-2, and count is full. Long look by Harang. Well, Hairston had battled injury problems the last 2 years. Fractured right foot in 03. A broken right ring finger in spring training last year, and a broken left ankle last August. Ended his season prematurely. Actually landed awkwardly trying in vain to catch a home run. Hit to center field. That was when he was with the Orioles. Left center, and a base hit. Jerry Hairston with a good battle, finding a way to get on with a bloop hit to left center.
Jerry Hairston Jr. stands very close to the plate. You see him right there leaning out over that inside corner. Gets jammed just a little bit, but strong enough to fight it off. Muscle it out there into shallow left field for a knock. of those guys that like to stand up on top of the plate. It gives them much better plate coverage. They can handle the ball away much better, but they really have to battle and fight off those tough pitches on the inside part.
Well, Nafy continuing to show his power with a triple in the first inning. He asked for time. Nafy's career slugging percentage coming into the season was .442. Now he's almost up to 600. Jimenez will make the throw to Casey. So I guess he's at about .630 in the slugging percentage to start the year. So it'll be Corey Patterson with 2 outs, runner at second.
And Jason LaRue with a quick trip to the mound to talk to his pitcher to make sure they're on the same page as far as the signs they're going to use with a runner at second. Usually you go over that in the dugout right before the game starts, but the Cubs haven't had a runner at second base. Nafy Perez tripled, so there was nobody at second base. Derek Lee single. He did not advance to second base. Once again, we get a look at that setup by Aaron Harang. Glove down at the waist, very still.
Bouncer is fair, so the Cubs will get a run. As Hairston scores, Patterson will stop at second. It's a double for Corey, and it's 6-2. So a couple of 2-out RBIs for the Cubs in the first 3 innings. Lee in the first, and Patterson here in the third, as they try to chip away.
Ball was scalded right down the first baseline. Corey hits the top half of the ball. A lot of top spin, just shoots right by Sean Casey at first base. It's a very awkward hop off the wall down there, but Kearns was able to get on it quickly and hold Corey to a double.
D. Lee with a 10-game hitting streak. Swing and a miss.
I've mentioned that setup of Harang out there on the mound. He does that because earlier in his career in Oakland, they thought he was tipping his pitches out of the stretch. The way he would come into his set position, he had some movement with his glove, and opposing teams they felt were getting his pitches. So he has gone to this particular setup right here, very still, no movement of the glove whatsoever.
Derek now in his 5th game this year against the Reds with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. One. Missed. It's 2-1. So they're making Harang work here in the third. Well, yet again, Cubs first baseman in a good hitters count. Burnett's on deck. It's 3-1 on Lee.
With 18 for 36 in his 10-game hit streak, 3 bombs, 11 RBIs. Looking to add to that right here.
And Aramis Ramirez leading the Cubs with 13 walks apiece. In both cases, more walks than strikeouts. Well, you love to see that from your number 3 and 4 hitters. Good job to take that pitch.
That's not a good hitter's pitch right there. He threw him a breaking ball on the outside corner. I mean, good hitters, when they get that count in their favor, 2-0, 3-1, they're thinking one pitch in one location. And if they don't get it, they take it. They've got enough confidence that they can hit with 2 strikes.
Fouled away.
My first manager in the major leagues was Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson used to fine guys. If you had a 2-0 or a 3-1 count and fouled a ball to the opposite field, he would fine you, because those are aggressive hitters' counts. He wanted to see you get that bat head out in front of the plate and hit something hard to your pull field.
Past Harang, Lopez bare hands, and Derek Lee save. Patterson trying to score, and he is thrown out. So that'll end the inning. Cubs trying to be aggressive with 2 outs. And the Reds able to get out of the inning. A run scored earlier, 6-2.
Welcome to California.
We run.
We rip.
We fly.
We swing.
We believe.
We believe in Nirvana. We rock.
And we've got our own motto.
So come on. Come on.
Come on. Listen to my wife.
Find yourself in California. Fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to select cities in California for just $79 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Get 12 eggs, 2 six-pack soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime.
12 eggs, 2 six-pack soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime, 5 butter, 6, 7 of you. Trying to cut down on phone time.
Could you pick me up at 6, please? I want to go with the high shop. Canada, stay out till 12, please. At a police just this once.
Absolutely not. We read home by 10:10. It's going to be
10:45.
Do I hear 10?
Give me 10:30.
I'll get it rounded.
Okay, fine. 10 it is.
Not enough minutes on your family's wireless plan? Come to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Families talk free and share the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $69.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
At Olive Garden's cooking school in Italy, Chef Neri teaches our chefs the secrets that make our new Tuscan garlic chicken so good. Like how to roast garlic and layer flavors to create perfect garlic cream sauce. Old secrets, new inspirations at Olive Garden.
Now, an incredible offer from Gillette. Try Sensor 3 disposable for free. 3 blades on springs that adjust to your face. Now try Gillette's best disposable shave free for a limited time. See your Sunday paper for details.
They say you are what you eat. Put a plant in topsoil, you get a starving plant, because ordinary topsoil has little, if any, nutrition. Now put a plant in new Miracle Grow garden soil. Wow. Rich, organic ingredients, plus Miracle Grow continuous release plant food. Nourishes nonstop for up to 3 months. Plants grow twice as big, and you get twice the compliments. That's nice. New Miracle Grow garden soil. Make your own miracles.
Corey Patterson knocked home Jerry Hairston with a 2-out double and was thrown out at the plate to end that inning.
Derek Lee with a little chopper to the left side of the mound. Corey Patterson was the runner at second base. You see him go by. Lopez makes a good barehanded play, but pulls Casey off the bag at first. And from our southwest camera, you see that Corey Patterson never got to home plate. Nice job by Jason LaRue blocking the dish right there.
And a good play by Sean Casey to go get that ball, that throw that drifted down the line. Reds sent 9 men to the plate, scored 5 times in the 3rd inning. Jimenez lifts one foul. Big blast in this one. Felipe Lopez, his grand slam off Ryan Dempster.
All started with 1 out in the 3rd inning, a couple of base hits, a walk, a strikeout of Adam Dunn with the bases loaded, then another walk, and then the grand slam.
1 out here in the 4th. Jimenez is 0 for 3. Here's Griffey, singled and scored in the 3rd, struck out his first time up. You know, last April, Griffey hit .222 with 3 home runs. He came in today at .235 with no home runs. Really busted out in May of last year. Past Dempster, but Perez was shaded up the middle, and he gets Griffey. Now, 10 home runs for Ken Griffey last May.
Well, I mentioned it earlier. His swing looks a lot better now than it did in the series in Cincinnati. It's only a matter of time until this guy gets it figured out, gets his timing back, starts to drive the ball with more authority. Let's just hope it doesn't start today. Get him out of town.
Well, Dempster really could use a quick inning after laboring in the 3rd. Backhanded by Hairston. There it is. 3 ground ball outs. Cubs down 6-2.
Superstation WGN has movies that will move you. Movies that tickle your funny bone. Movies that tug at your heartstrings. Movies that make your spine tingle. For moments you'll remember and the lines that you love.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
It's a movie night every night. Superstation WGN.
Nice.
Hey, there's some Bud Light.
Hey, how about a Bud Light?
Oh, yeah.
Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real.
Another Bud Light?
Sure. It's all here.
Wherever wheels are rolling, spinning proud and bold. The name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road.
Time is running out to get a John Deere and pay nothing until April 2006. That's zero money down, 0% interest, and zero payments until April 2006. So why wait? Hurry into your local John Deere dealer today.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Cubs are down 4, rubber game of a 3-game series. Also for the Cubs, a rubber game of this homestand. 2-2 to start it. 3 guys who will swing from the left side here in the 4th inning. Burnett's, Hollingsworth, and then a switch hitter, Macias. Strike 1 on Burnett. He lined to left to end the 1st inning. 2-run homer last night. High in the air, shallow right. Jimenez called off by Kearns for out number 1. Well, time to have a ball with the Illinois Lottery. Cubs great Ryne Sandberg will be inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame on July 31st. Yesterday, he and his wife Margaret paid a visit to Cooperstown, get a lay of the land. Should be a great day coming up at the end of July. He'll go in along with Wade Boggs. And just by hearing his comments, really hasn't sunk in yet that he's actually going to be a Hall of Famer. Or have a ball courtesy of the Illinois Lottery.
Very deserving. Well, what a great career Rhino had. What a great honor getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, he looks like he could still play. Other than a little bit of gray that's creeped in there, he's still in great shape.
Well, pitch on Hollingsworth, hit high in the air, way foul. This Rhino's wife Margaret said it's going to be like planning for a wedding because, you know, you're going to have a lot of family, a lot of friends who will be heading to Cooperstown. A lot of logistics. You know, Rhino's been told just to enjoy every moment of it. I think Billy Williams told him, don't worry about the speech. You'll get it done. Don't go too long. Just have fun. I'm sure for a lot of guys going in, that speech probably keeps them from completely enjoying it. I mean, once that speech is done, they're probably like, oh, now I'm in.
Now I'm in. Now I can have some fun. Get that out of the way. Make sure you thank all the right people. Yeah, I would imagine the biggest problem, you know, over the whole weekend is just getting accommodations for all the people that'll be there. Cooperstown, a very small town, a lot of bed and breakfasts and very small motels. If you have a lot of friends and family coming to Cooperstown to enjoy the day, it's going to be tough to find places for all of them to sleep.
Well, you can see LaRue pointing down. He wants this one down. Sliced to left. Dunn moving over to his right, and he makes a nice running catch. Races himself up against the padding. So 2 fly ball outs. Macias coming up.
Got him done a big man, but once he gets moving, he covers a lot of ground in a hurry. Long strides, chasing that ball, slicing away from him. Puts a dent in the bricks over there. Thank goodness for that pad. He might have knocked a wall down. That's a big man.
Jose's 1 for 1. A strike. This one will make the seats. Jose, a super utility guy, can play second, third, anywhere in the outfield. He was a Tigers center fielder to start 2002. Fizzled out a bit and then was traded to Montreal. He's playing third base today. He did not play third base ever until he got to the big leagues. Well, obviously a very good athlete and was able to adapt to that position. And this one's over Joe Aranda, so Jose is 2 for 2. Actually, Lopez went way out to left to go retrieve that ball and got it back to Jimenez quickly to keep Macias to a single.
He couldn't have thrown it out there any more perfect than that. Just a little floater over Randa's head. Not really high enough for Lopez to get over there in time to make the play. Not how you hit him, it's where you hit him. Little jam shot just floats out there in shallow left field.
So the inning's still going for the number 8 hitter, Henry Blanco. Outside edge for a strike.
We'll talk about it all the time, but this would be a big at bat here if Henry Blanco can find a way to reach base, continue this inning, and get Ryan Dempster the plate in this inning. If Henry should happen to make the last out, you would have Dempster leading off the way he did in the third inning and probably making an out the way he did in the third inning, and then you have to start your inning with the top of the order, 1 out, nobody on base. It's always big to get that pitcher up there when he's supposed to be up there.
One and one on Blanco. The pitch slowly hit on the ground to Jimenez. He'll get it to Casey in plenty of time. So it will be Dempster to lead off the 5th for the Cubs. He'll be back on the mound when we come back.
Hey, how's it going? Starte etwas.
Start show.
Start something.
Démarrer une expérience intelligente.
Start mixing and mashing.
Start anything you like.
Begin met iets fotografisch.
Di fantastico.
Start
Something beautiful.
Start anything you like.
With a world of software and devices that run on Windows, the choice is yours.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Dylan Hunt, I came to bring you pain. A powerful enemy and a surprise twist of fate.
and all new.
Who are you?
Andromeda, Sunday at 12 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Reds 6, Cubs 2. Ryan Dempster back out for the 5th inning. Talked about he needed an efficient 4th, and he was able to come through with a 1-2-3 inning. Almost an 80 in the afternoon. Strike on Joe Randa, the Reds' third baseman. 4 for 8 in the series, walked and scored on the Lopez grand slam in the 3rd. Well, the Cubs have announced that Nomar underwent successful surgery this morning at Hahnemann Hospital in Philadelphia. Sent toward left, and Hollinsworth makes a catch. Surgery was performed by Dr. Bill Myers, involved the reinforcement of the abdominal groin musculature. And the surgery lasted about a half hour. Omar suffered the groin injury last week in St. Louis when leaving the batter's box. So the surgery is done. And it's actually the Hahnemann Hospital, the Drexel University School of Medicine in Philadelphia. And Adam Dunn lines one. Burnitz will have to go get it. Might have put a dent in the wall out there. That is a double for Adam Dunn.
Well, loud double. Fortunately, a lot of topspin on this ball off the bat of Adam Dunn. You see a pitch out away from him. Screaming line drive. See that ball sink as it gets out there near the wall. Fortunate to keep him in the ballpark right there.
Reds with 6 hits. Half for extra bases, couple of doubles, and the grand slam by Lopez. That brings up Austin Kearns, who has 2 ribbies today, one on a double, the other on a bases loaded walk. Oh, looks like a hockey player. Taping the bat up. Popped up by Kearns. And almost a collision. And it's Blanco to make the catch as Macias went racing by him.
We've talked about pop-up priorities, one of the fundamental drills that teams work on in spring training. And the priority usually goes to the infielder. But it looked like Henry was in pretty good shape underneath that ball, wasn't moving too much, and Jose Macias was pretty much on the dead run coming in from his position at third base. The key is communication, and either they didn't hear each other right there or they didn't call for it, but Henry was able to stay with it and make the play.
Well, Lopez with his first grand slam in the 3rd inning. Came in with 2 RBIs, now has 6 on the year. Dempster almost got out of that inning with no damage. Missed on a 3-2 to Austin Kearns, walked in a run, and then Lopez line one into the right field bleachers. Lopez is going to be walked intentionally, and Dempster will go after Jason LaRue, who just snapped an 0 for 16 in his last at bat. Watch live Cubs games right on your computer. Sign up for MLB.TV now exclusively at Cubs.com. MLB.TV means live baseball. 1st and 2nd for the Reds. 5 walks issued by Ryan Dempster. High in the air to right. Burnitz frozen for a moment, now drifting back, and he has it. Just in front of the warning track with a catch. Still 6-2 Reds from Wrigley.
All right. Hey, you guys want a Bud Light?
Oh, yeah.
It's my new Bud Light bot. Check this out. It runs entirely on Bud Light.
I gotta give me one of those.
Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real.
Honey, the Bud Light bot's creeping me out again.
It's all here.
High torque engines, truck tough frames. For work, play, and everything in between. Pick a direction. Go. Get 2 years of extended service protection free on all John Deere Buck ATVs today.
Wherever hearts are racing, wherever seeds are sown, the name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road.
Hey, John D.
They're hard to put down. The new grill burgers at Dairy Queen.
Who says real men don't cry when they go thinking with something other than their heads? Now, Maximum Exposure gives you a weekly wrap-up of the brethren gone astray.
Explain it again, because I'm an airhead.
Maximum Exposure.
Sundays at 11 on Superstation WGN.
Visit your participating Chicagoland Walgreens to purchase a Cubs Believe bracelet while supplies last. Now, the bracelets will be sold for $2, with Walgreens donating $1 from the sale of each bracelet to Cubs Care, a fund of the Robert McCormick Tribune Foundation. And for more information, visit Cubs.com. Well, Ryan Dempster leading off the fifth for the Cubs. Big swing and a miss. We were talking in between innings about the starting pitcher leading off the inning. Your team is down 4. Well, Ryan Dempster is still under 90 pitches on the day. He's been a lot more efficient the last 2 innings. And the other part of this, Bob, is that he's made one huge mistake. And you give up 4 runs on a home run, makes his line look a lot worse than he's actually pitched today. Cubs need innings from their starter, so he'll try to get at least through the 6th. He's remaining positive today. Cubs down 4, a long way to go in the middle of the ball game. Got a good piece of the catcher on a strikeout as Dempster tried to bunt his way on. Ouch. Let's step aside, see what's coming up on WGN.
Imagine a little dinner party in your TV every night. Catch a full hour of Will and Grace, weeknights at 6:30 Eastern on Superstation WGN, where comedy isn't just very funny, it's super funny.
Well, Jason LaRue had to take a trip out to the mound just to have a little extra time. And he took the worst of that foul tip.
Not a bad move by Ryan Dempster. He's not a great hitter. And with 2 strikes, the infield all dropped way back defensively, opening up the possibility of dropping down a bunt for a base hit. Jason LaRue probably doesn't think it was such a great idea. Brian Honore, the home plate umpire, walked the new ball out to Aaron Harang on the mound to give LaRue a little bit of time. That courtesy between the umpires and the catchers, the guys that wear all that gear, they know when somebody gets whacked and needs a little bit of time.
Think he'll be at the ball game tonight? Got to figure.
What a doubleheader. Ball game in the afternoon, basketball game at night.
Jerry Hairston, fly ball left field. And it is Adam Dunn. Well, Nafee will come up with 2 outs. Well, Aaron Harang doing something that Reds pitching coach Don Gullett has talked a lot about the last couple of years. The Reds have really stressed pitching to contact. He has not walked a batter. Of course, they don't have a staff of guys who are going to strike out a lot of people anyway. But even if you're an Eric Milton or somebody like that who's going to give up home runs, I think the pitching coach would just say, look, just don't walk guys before home runs. And Ryan Dempster found out the hard way today, walked a couple in that third inning. They both ended up scoring on the grand slam by Lopez.
I mean, the percentages are in your favor. Even the best hitters in the major league are going to make out 7 out of 10 times. If you come to the ballpark early and watch batting practice some days, there's a coach out there on the mound throwing about 60 miles an hour right down the middle of the plate, and you see guys pop balls up and hit them on the ground. Throw the ball over the plate, take your chances. Let the defense make a play behind you.
One hopper foul past first.
Talking with some of the guys around the batting cage today about gentleman we saw in Pittsburgh on that last road trip, Rick Russell, Big Daddy. The only time he would ever waste a pitch or try to throw a pitch out of the strike zone was on an 0-2 count. And the reason he did that was to set up his next pitch. He'd throw a sinker for strike 1, a sinker for strike 2, and then he would throw a 4-seam fastball about 5 miles an hour faster than his sinker, eye high out of the strike zone, and then go right back to the sinker in the strike zone once again. It was such a simple formula, but he was a very successful pitcher in the major leagues for quite a few teams.
One, two. Another foul. How about Greg Maddux? I mean, he's the master.
I mean, the strikeouts are sexy. Everybody likes to see guys punching batters out and running up big strikeout totals, and it shows what a power pitcher you are and how good your stuff is. But you're only able to do it for 5 innings.
Kearns will make the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs in the 5th. They're down 6-2 to the Reds.
It's jammed or something.
What are you doing?
Step back. What are you doing in my car?
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to select cities in the Midwest for just $49. Give your gas card a break and fly Southwest.
You are now free to move about the country.
Wherever hearts are racing, wherever seas are sown, the name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Air freshener too strong? New metered release Aerometrics for a long-lasting fragrance that's never out of control.
Now, an incredible offer from Gillette. Try Sensor 3 disposable for free. 3 blades on springs that adjust to your face. Now try Gillette's best disposable shave free for a limited time. See your Sunday paper for details.
This is it, Hyundai's once-a-year spring sales event with great deals, like up to $2,500 cash back or 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on select models, and limited-time-only savings on the stylish Hyundai Sonata. Like every Hyundai, the Sonata is built with award-winning quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Hurry, the event ends May 2nd, only at your Hyundai dealer. See your Hyundai dealer for up to $2,500 cash back before time runs out.
Aaron Harang leading off the 6th for the Reds. He has struck out twice today. Has pitched very well. Reds 6, Cubs 2. Ryan Dempster coming in 3-1 against a team whom he once pitched. Numbers weren't pretty for Dempster as a Red in the second half of 02 and then into 03. Lefty Will Ullman was called up yesterday. He is out in the pen. That's a strikeout number 3 at the plate for Harang, number 7 on the mound for Dempster. Wednesday, May 11th, Motorola Day at Wrigley Field. Exciting prizes will be given out throughout the game. Don't miss it as the Cubs take on the New York Mets May 11th on Motorola Day.
2 at-bats in the ball game for Dempster, 3 at-bats for Harang, 5 strikeouts combined between the 2 pitchers when they tried to hit.
D'Angelo Jimenez scalds one foul and out of play. Well, Dempster was sent from Florida to Cincinnati during the All-Star break in 02. Went 5-5 with a 6.19 ERA and 15 starts in the second half. Had a complete game win as a Red against the Cubs here at Wrigley in late September of 02. Then in 03 his ERA was 6.5 before he had Tommy John surgery in August. And that's shot into right on the ground by Jimenez for his first hit. So there you have the numbers for Ryan Dempster. When he was with the Reds, I asked him the other day, I said, when did you really start feeling the elbow problems? He said, you know, it was obviously more toward the time when he was shut down, but you have to think that that elbow was barking early on in that season, because those are numbers that Ryan Dempster had never put up. That ERA way too high for a guy like him. 7 hits for each team. The pitch to Griffey, and he lofts one for a base hit, his second today, and it sends Jimenez to third.
A good base running there by Jimenez as Dusty Baker makes his way out to the mound. Jimenez saw that ball wasn't hit hard enough to get to the outfield, but it was definitely going to get over Neifi Perez's head, so he got a great jump at first base. Was able to advance to third. The ball cued right off the end of the bat. Just a little floater out into shallow left center field. There you see Jimenez already rounding second. Got a great read.
So Dempster out, and Will Ullman, the lefty, is in. Cubs down 6-2. We'll be back.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Get me 12 eggs, 2 6-packs, soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime.
12 eggs, 2 6-packs, soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime, powder butter, seats, I love you. Trying to cut down on phone time.
Could you pick me up at 6, please? I want to go with the high shop. Canada, stay out till 12, please. At a police just this once.
Absolutely not. We read home by 10:10. It's going to be
10:45.
Do I hear 10?
Give me 10:30.
I'll get it rounded.
Okay, fine. 10 it is.
Not enough minutes on your family's wireless plan? Come to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Families talk free and share the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $69.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
This is it. Hyundai's once-a-year spring sales event with great deals, like up to $2,500 cash back and limited-time-only savings on the V6 Hyundai Santa Fe. Feature-packed, and the winner of Strategic Vision's 2004 Total Quality Award. That award-winning quality lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. But you have to hurry. The event ends May 2nd. Only at your Hyundai dealer. See your Hyundai dealer for up to $2,500 cash back before time runs out.
Is Becker's new love.
Take a hard left, get on the access road and kill the lights.
Now, damn it, now! New York's most wanted.
Picture her with pinwheel eyes and a cuckoo coming out of her forehead.
Next, Becker.
Tonight at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Well, let's pause briefly for station identification.
This is Superstation WGN, where sports is always in season.
Will Ullman making his second straight appearance since being recalled from AAA Iowa. And ball one on Sean Casey. Last night, Ullman's first major league appearance since August 19th of 2001, in between 3 elbow surgeries and 2 full missed seasons. 1-0. Knocked down by Blanco. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Dempster went 5 1/3, and at this point has allowed 6 runs on 8 hits.
Homan came into the game last night to start the 8th inning. He faced Sean Casey and allowed a single to the Reds' first baseman in the game last night. But earlier in the ball game, Casey hit into his 7th double play of the season already.
That's a strike on a fastball to make it 2-1. So the big league Cubs have taken 2 of the closers from Iowa. Will Oman and today Roberto Novoa, along with Jermaine Van Buren, getting save opportunities. And Iowa but as an organization, you just adjust. Whatever the big league team needs, that's the top priority.
Tough duty for minor league managers, especially at the AAA level. So many of your players are going to be plucked during the course of the season to call up to the big leagues to help out. I mean, you never know from day to day who's in your pitching rotation, who you have available out of the bullpen. But at that level, it's more about development, getting guys ready for the major leagues, than just strictly winning ball games.
Three and 2 to count on Casey. His single in the 3rd inning extended his hitting streak to 7 games. Jimenez at third. Griffey is a runner at first, and the bases are loaded as Casey walks.
Take a look at ball 4 to Sean Casey from our southwest camera. Fastball up and in, pushing him back off of that plate. Tough customer here with the bases loaded. Joe Randa, a guy that sprays the ball all over the ballpark.
Cubs pitchers have walked 20 Reds in this series. There's a bouncer. Macias will get it to Hairston at second. The relay to first. Double play. So Ullman walked the first man he faced, then got the double play ball. Still 6-2.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and the Chicago Cubs.
Hey guys, listen up! Someone leave their lunch at the last rest stop? There's a sandwich and oh, we got a Pepsi, still cold. Name on the bag says Spartacus. Is there a Spartacus here to claim this?
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
Hey, John,
They're hard to put down. The new grill burgers at Dairy Queen.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. Like NGK, a world leader in spark plug technology. NGK spark plugs are specified as original equipment by many leading engine manufacturers. They trust NGK, so should you. With nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from. We'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by CarQuest. 3,600 CarQuest auto parts stores across North America.
So the Cubs trying to get some more runs here. Down 4. It's 6-2. And 3, 4, and 5 coming up. The Wild Bunch, 2005.
Troll Doll had hair like Dimitri Young.
Bunted by Patterson toward Jimenez, and he'll get there. Oh, what a great drag bunt by Corey Patterson.
We've seen a lot more of that this year from Corey Patterson. He hasn't had a lot of success up to this point. Some of the balls have been fielded by pitchers. Some have been bunted too hard, some not hard enough, but this one is absolutely perfect. Get it past that pitcher. It's just a foot race then between the second baseman coming in and Corey racing down that line. No contest that time.
Second bunt single of the year for Patterson, his 6th infield hit. And it brings up Derek Lee, who's already 2 for 2. Talk so much about lineup configuration, but you have a number 3 hitter who really was a leadoff guy here in the 6th inning, and Corey laying down a bunt, understanding the situation, down 4. And the key right here is base runners. Derek Lee, high in the air, way back, and that ball's out of here. 6-4. So they're on the comeback trail for the 2nd straight night.
Adam Dunn and Ken Griffey Jr. got a real good look at this one because neither one of them moved. There was no doubt when that ball came off the bat of Derek Lee, it was gone. Our Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 425 feet.
So he's 3 for 3. He came in leading the National League in RBIs. Now has 24. More on that in a second. But with his 6th home run, tied for the NL lead in home runs. He came in 2nd in batting average. You go back to 1969, the most RBIs for any Cub in the month of April is 25. Billy Williams in 1970. So after today, Derek still will have opportunities in April with 2 more games this month. And is outside of first foul. Still plenty of time left to be played today. Well, nobody will be asking Derek next spring training about getting off to a slow start.
Well, the reason they ask those questions is in his past history in this game, he was a .228 hitter in the month of April, a .231 hitter in the month of May.
And he has not shied away from that question. I mean, you're right. He has been a notoriously slow starter, hitting over .280 after June 1st. But no pitching staff has slowed him down early this year. Well, Weathers got the win last night. He's up again in their bullpen in the 6th today.
You're right. I mean, he's hit fastballs, he's hit breaking balls, he's hit change-ups, he's hit the ball to right field, center field, left field. I mean, he's just doing everything you need to see from a player offensively here in the first month of the season.
Look out, Burnitz. 3-2.
Jeremy has to do a little limbo underneath that high fastball.
And now it's 3-2 on Burnitz. Patterson with a leadoff bunt single, then Derek Lee with the long 2-run homer. Fouled back.
And Bernie a little upset with himself. Probably swung a ball 4 right there. Fastball up and out of the strike zone, but he really saw it real good. Had a good hack at it. Just missed it. Fouled it straight back.
Payoff pitch and a walk. So the tying run will come to the plate with nobody out here in the 6th. And that's the first walk allowed by Aaron Harang, and that's going to be it, as Dave Miley already calling for David Weathers. So Derek Lee with a 2-run homer. Cubs down 2 here in the 6th.
All right, here's one. You're stranded on the island. Name 3 things that you want with you.
A beautiful woman, an endless supply of Bud Light, and oh yeah, another beautiful woman.
Hey, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
When are you gonna paint the hut? Not until he builds the raft. He said he built the raft yesterday. My mama told me not to get stranded out here.
Oh, I got to work on my fantasies.
Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
It's all here.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Need a break from Chicago? Fly nonstop to all these cities on Southwest Airlines, the airline committed to serving Chicago.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey guys, listen up! Someone leave their lunch at the last rest stop? There's a sandwich and oh, we got a Pepsi, still cold. Name on the back says Spartacus. Is there a Spartacus here to claim this?
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
Time now for our Budweiser Game Time Fan Cam from the friendly confines. Ball outside of Todd Hollinsworth from David Weathers. Some new Coldplay for you. Speed of Sound. Coldplay will be in town at the Metro next week. Numbers for David Weathers. First decision of the year was a win in relief last night. 2-0 on Hollinsworth. He's the tying run at the plate. Burnett's the runner at first. Cubs down 2 here in the 6th. Swing and a miss. That's a fastball from Weathers at 87. Roberto Novoa, we called today from AAA Iowa. John Lester optioned out. He is a big man, and he's up in the Cubs pen. Two-1 to Hollinsworth. Sinker missed. 3-1. Macias on deck. Hollinsworth with a base hit. Burnett's taking a look, and he's going to stop. First and second. That's really coming alive here in the 6th.
Look at Hollinsworth's base hit. Little humpback line drive over second base into right field. Bernie had thoughts momentarily about trying to go to third, but Kearns throws really well out there in right field. A possibility of a sacrifice bunt here. Cubs down by 2 runs. Keep in mind, Dusty Baker has some weapons available off the bench today. Michael Barrett, Aramis Ramirez.
Bunted by Macias. Weathers bare hands and will throw to first. So second and third with 1 out. And it will not be Henry Blanco. It's going to be Michael Barrett instead. Michael 5 for his last 8 as he gets ready to pinch hit.
Nice job by Jose Macias deadening that ball out in front of home plate. David Weathers came in, only had the play at first base. Cubs have an opportunity to tie it up here with a well-placed base hit.
Number 8, Michael Barrett.
Mostly Michael will pinch hit and then stay in the game behind the plate. Burnett's at third, Hollingsworth at second. A base hit could tie it.
And with the pitcher spot due up after Michael Barrett, we see Ben Grieve, a left-handed pinch hitter, coming out into the on-deck circle.
The 0-1. Flair is going to be caught by Jimenez, so everybody has to hold. And it will be Ben Grieve. 2 at-bats as a Cub this year, both as a pinch hitter, and he's 2 for 2. Don Gullett coming out to chat with David Weathers. Jerry Hairston is on deck, of course, first base open here with 2 outs. Ben Grieve, a nice signing by the Cubs. He was released toward the end of spring training by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Really a no-risk signing. And a guy who could become a very valuable pinch hitter. He has a very good idea of the strike zone as a patient hitter. And at this point in his career, a guy who obviously is comfortable in being a part-time player. And you know he wants to play, but the point is he's a guy who can handle this type of position.
That's the most important thing. It's one of the toughest jobs in baseball. We've heard it said time and time again, coming off that bench cold, many times facing the opposing team's better relief pitchers. And if a guy can accept that role and do well in it, it's a very valuable piece for a team to have. I'm sure he'll get his opportunities to start ball games depending on matchups and who needs a day off.
1-1 the count on him. Here comes Weathers again. Busted him inside. Well, he was a Cub late last year, appeared in 15 games after the Cubs got him from Milwaukee at the end of August. At 250 with a homer and 4 RBIs. Two-one. 2-2. Wanted to hold up, couldn't do it.
Pitch up and away out of the strike zone. You know he wants to do something big to drive those runs home, but he just couldn't check his swing on that pitch up and out of the strike zone.
Two-two. Hit well to left, but Dunn is there to make the catch. While Derek Lee with a 2-run homer early in this inning makes it a 6-4 deficit.
I can't believe Kyle turned down these tickets.
I know, right? Let's hit him up.
Hey, that's your apartment. That's your Bud Light. That's your girlfriend.
Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Sharon? Yeah, she's sharing all right.
Starte etwas.
Startしよう.
Start something.
Démarrer une expérience intelligente.
Start mixing and mashing.
Start anything you like.
Begin met iets fotografisch.
Di fantastico.
Start
Something beautiful.
Start anything you like.
With a world of software and devices that run on Windows, the choice is yours.
Honey, would you be a dear and pick up your brother?
Faster?
Brother, soccer 6.
Good. What on earth could you and your grandma be talking about for 3 minutes?
Mom, I didn't make the squad. Is your family's wireless plan costing you a fortune? Take your number to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Free?
Free.
And now get more whenever minutes than ever. 1,000 for just $69.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
High torque engines, truck tough frames. For work, play, and everything in between. Pick a direction. Go. Get 2 years of extended service protection free on all John Deere Buck ATVs today.
Cubs are down 6-4, final 3 innings from Wrigley today. And Roberto Novoa and Michael Barrett. The new Cubs battery. Novoa, with previous big league time, made 16 appearances with Detroit last year. So his first pitch as a Cub, a strike on a swing by Adam Dunn. 25 years old, 6'5", 200 pounds, came over in the Kyle Farnsworth deal from Detroit on February 9th. Swing and a miss.
Minor league numbers indicate he's not a big-time strikeout pitcher. A couple of wicked pitches to start Adam Dunn here in this at bat. A hard slider down and in. I'm not even sure what that second pitch was.
I thought Dusty had a good line. He said he has the stuff and the stomach to be a late inning reliever. The moxie. 1-2. And it's even. He's working quickly. Throws hard. 94 on that fastball. Signed originally by the Pirates in '99. Born in Las Matas de Farfan, Dominican Republic.
What was that again?
Las Matas de Farfan.
Okay.
I believe Juan Encarnacion with Dallas Perez are from that town. Bouncer fair, and Lee will get it to Novoa.
With a youngster out on the mound, not assuming anything. This ball's hit right down the first baseline. He's not going to wait and see what the umpire calls. He goes ahead and runs over there to cover the base, and Adam Dunn not even in your picture yet. Nice job by the young man. Just get over there, do your job, cover that bag.
Strike outside corner on Austin Kearns. 7th inning stretch coming up here momentarily, and we will be singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Once again, those of you with animals in the Wrigleyville area, might be a good time to lock them in the basement.
With food and water, of course.
Of course. Not to punish the animals, just to save them.
Getting a lot of suggestions on how to sing the 7th inning stretch today. Don't forget to check out our WGN baseball blog, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. And we've gotten a lot of suggestions during the game, and it seems to be only say let's get some runs if the Cubs are trailing, which they are currently. Hollinsworth's going to have to run this one down as it gets to the wall. Austin Kearns jogging towards second, and he has his second double today.
Novoa giving up his first hit as a big leaguer with the Cubs. A hanging breaking ball belt high over the middle of the plate for Austin Kearns. He smokes it into left field. You know, this 7th inning stretch thing, I mean, the reason we're even doing this is out of respect to our great friend Harry Carey, and we were told that Harry only asked for runs when the Cubs needed runs. So
So we've changed our minds a bit. We've seen the light. Lopez with the big hit here today. Grand slam.
The Dogs, they're heading for home. Get them out of earshot.
Strike on Lopez. It was a grand slam in the third. He hit off Brian Dempster to give the Reds a big lead. La 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 la. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Just checking on the vocal cords today. I'm getting nervous all of a sudden.
I think the more we practice, the worse we get.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Just let it fly.
We'll have fun.
You know?
Got our hats ready.
Got the little girl down here. I've got my eye on. I'll try to get the hat to her.
Hit hard on the ground behind the runner, and Perez will throw out Lopez with Kearns now at third. Here comes Jason LaRue, 1 for 2 with an intentional walk today. If you missed last night's game when we showed you Will Ullman, who pitched earlier today, Cubs now have 4 relievers from the left side in their bullpen, just 3 righties.
I know I've never seen a bullpen with 4 left-handers. I was talking to Dick Pohl about it before the game, and as long as he's been around the game of baseball, he's never seen a team with 4 left-handed relievers. Of course, Dick Pohl, being the bench coach, fills out the lineup card that's posted on the wall in that Cubs dugout. So he said he feels strange every day putting 4 names in that left-handed pitcher column out of the bullpen. He's never done that before. Never been on a team that had 4 left-handed relievers.
Yeah, bottom left, I believe. In tight. Reason we couldn't see the lineup card, the heater is kind of blocking our view. I can read Bartosh. I think crossed off is Will Ullman at the bottom.
Remlinger and Rush, the other 2.
That's what that laser eye surgery will do for you.
Very creative with the eye black today is Jason LaRue.
LaRue walks. That'll bring up a pinch hitter, Jacob Cruz. Runners at first and third and 2 out. Well, first, Larry Rothschild's going to head out and chat with Novoa. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Unwind with a double dose of Becker every night. He's one doctor with 0 patients. Weeknights at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN, where comedy isn't just very funny, it's super funny.
Well, the Reds lead the Cubs 6-4. Roberto Novoa in his Cubs debut. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Joe Valentine, right-hander, is up for Cincinnati. Well, he's coming back. He said, I want to hear him. He's brave.
Yeah, he just wanted to chase a leaf, too. That shows you how smart that dog is. He wants to hear us sing, and he's chasing leaves.
Boy, great job last night. Tyson Chandler with the Bulls did a great job. Hopefully that'll propel him and the Bulls to a win in Game 2 tonight. Outside corner. It was a long top of the 7th last night, but he nailed it. Nice young man.
Very nice young man. I'm pulling for him now. Now that you get a chance to meet a guy and see him off of his field of play.
Derek Lee couldn't quite flag it down, and the Reds get a run to make it 7-4 as Cruz singles home Kearns.
Boa needs to stop the bleeding right here. The Cubs have scratched and clawed and gotten back into this ball game. The Reds with a tack-on run right here in the top of the 7th inning. He needs to stop it right now.
Facing D'Angelo Jimenez. The Reds have 24 runs in this series. Fly ball right field. Burnitz went back, now coming in, and he has it. Time for the stretch. 7-4 Reds.
Take me out to the ball game, Len Casper and Bob Brenly.
All right, Cubs fans, let's do it.
Are you ready? A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Forest root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
At Olive Garden's cooking school in Italy, Chef Neri teaches our chefs the secrets that make our new Tuscan garlic chicken so good. Like how to roast garlic and layer flavors to create perfect garlic cream sauce. Old secrets, new inspirations at Olive Garden.
Air freshener too strong? New metered release Aerometrics for a long-lasting fragrance that's never out of control.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Put some sizzle back into your nights. Grab your best dance partner. Get out your fanciest evening wear. Because Superstation WGN is the place where slapstick is super.
I know you're attracted to me.
Attracted to you? Me? Ew.
Not just very funny, it's super funny. Superstation WGN.
New pitcher for the Reds, Joe Valentine, a right-hander. Third hurler for Cincinnati. Each team with 10 hits, and the Reds lead by 3 on the big board. Top of the order for the Cubs. Nice going, partner. You kept me in key. Well, I mean, I wasn't, but you kept me close. Appreciate that.
Close is good enough for us.
Numbers for Valentine, 9th appearance. Strike to make it 2-1 on Hairston. Valentine, a former 26th round pick of the White Sox back in 1999. We have been told the early polling indicates that we were better today than we were a couple of weeks ago when it was a lot colder, and it was also, I believe, game 2 of a doubleheader. So we were fresher today.
The exit polls.
The exit polls, yeah. And Hairston with a leadoff walk. Second walk issued by the Reds today, both in the last 2 innings.
A good start here in the 7th. Jerry Hairston working a walk, immediately putting the Reds defense on the defensive, opening up some holes for Neifi Perez. Casey holding on Hairston over there at first. Big hole in the right side of the infield, and we know Neifi's capable of rolling that ball over to the right side. See what he does here.
He has 12 hits his last 22 at bats. Average sitting at 390. Well, we didn't feel like the run scoring was done in the 6th or 7th last night, and you kind of get the same feeling here today. That still some runs to be scored, and the Cubs hoping they can get most of them. They're down 3. Sent 7 men to the plate in the 6th.
Take a look at that last pitch, a called strike. Woo! A little bit of a delay there by Brian O'Nora behind the plate. Looked like that ball was down below the knees. Well, Navy's got a battle with the 2-strike count.
1-2. Two on Neifi. Locked in on that pitcher. See his eyes moving a bit at the end, and he fouls it off the end of the bat. Hairston with a leadoff walk. And 1-2 on Perez. With the Lyle, the righty, Merker, the lefty.
Sorry, Len, I was about to say it doesn't figure to be a running situation here for Jerry Hairston Jr., but he's doing his best to get a maximum lead over there, try to time the delivery of Valentine out there on the mound.
Up the middle, base hit for Neifi. So the Cubs will bring the tying run up there again. And it'll be Corey Patterson. Neifi 2 for 4 today.
Finds the middle of the field, right back through the box. No effort made by Valentine to knock that ball down, and it gets through past the diving Felipe Lopez. Neifi's played this game for a while. He knows that when you're trailing by 3 runs, the important thing is get a couple runners on base for those guys in the middle of the order. Give them a chance to do what they're supposed to do, drive home runs.
First and second, nobody out. Here's a pitch to Patterson. Big home run swing, came up empty. One strike offering.
Pitch really sailed up and out of the strike zone, way away from Corey Patterson. It was almost a pitch out. That thing just kept tailing further and further away. Nathan Perez was down 0-2, and his at-bat was able to battle back and get a base hit up the middle. See if Corey can do the same.
He drives that ball to right field, and it's Kearns going back. Warning track makes a catch. Both runners tagging, and both will get to their respective bases. So second and third with one out. Don Gullett is heading out, and Derek Lee, maybe the hottest hitter in baseball, 3 for 3, came in at 400 on the year, has 24 RBIs, and has really beat up the Reds. He has 10 RBIs against the Reds, and this is just his 5th game against Cincinnati this year.
One of the old axioms in the game of baseball was you do not intentionally put the tying or winning run on base. But as hot as Derek Lee has been, you might have to throw out the old book and either pitch him extremely carefully right here or go ahead and walk him to set up a double play. But they're going to go right after it. Back in the 6th inning, Derek got a fastball middle in and just crushed it to left field. Out onto Waveland Avenue.
Cubs are one big swing away from tying it.
Now this is one of those situations, if you look strictly at the numbers, this really makes no sense to pitch to Derek Lee. As hot as he's been, a base open, it would set up a potential double play. Bring Jeremy Burnitz to the plate, and the Reds have Kent Mercker warming up in the bullpen, and Jeremy Burnitz is 1 for 21 against Kent Mercker.
So you have to figure no matter what, this is a last hitter for Valentine. It will be Mercker next. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss to make it 2-2 on Lee.
I mean, sometimes a guy is just so hot at the plate, hey, it burns up all your papers, all your matchups, all your statistics. It just tears them all up because he is red hot at the plate. That's what Derek Lee is right now.
Valentine ready for a 2-2, hit high in the air again, way back. Is this one gonna get out? It does! Tie game! Oh, Derek Lee! He should get a couple of curtain calls for this one. For 4, 6 RBIs. Pitching change coming up. New ball game. 7-7.
On the next,
Will and Grace.
I did prepare a monologue from King Lear.
And who would you like to do this monologue with?
James Earl Jones. Meet your new acting coach.
We gotta lose the James Earl Jones and find the James Girl Jones.
This can't be good for his career.
You wanna be up here real high in your head voice? Lady! Lady! I'm really worried about James Earl Jones. A week in my class and his hair looks exactly the same.
Next, Will and Grace.
Tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Time is running out to get a John Deere and pay nothing until April 2006. That's zero money down, 0% interest, and zero payments until April 2006. So why wait? Hurry into your local John Deere dealer today.
Now, an incredible offer from Gillette. Try Sensor 3 disposable for free. 3 blades on springs that adjust to your face. Now try Gillette's best disposable shave free for a limited time. See your Sunday paper for details.
You can feel the power. You've got the need for speed. The temperature's rising and so is the intensity. The boys of summer are taken to the field with their game faces on. There's over 100 games and only one network to catch them all. It's where sports is always in season. Superstation WGN.
Derek Lee with 27 RBIs this month, 6 today, tying a career high. 4 for 4, now hitting .430 with an on-base percentage of .500 at 7-7, and it's Kent Mercker to Jeremy Burnett. Ball 1. So again, you go back to 1969, and Derek Lee with the most RBIs in April of any Cub. Swing and a miss. And we're both still a little surprised that the Reds went after Derek Lee. They did, and Lee made him pay.
I'm sure in their advance meeting before this series started, the Cincinnati Reds talked about the Cubs lineup. Who do we want to be careful of? Who do we not want up at the plate with runners in scoring position? And who do we want to take the bat out of his hands? And you got to believe Derek Lee was that guy. Was hot coming into the series, did big damage against them in Cincinnati, and continued that here today. And Derek Lee knows that. He knows there's a base open at first. He knows Kent Mercker's loose in the bullpen. There's a left-handed hitter behind him, and he got in the box, and I think he was probably a little surprised they were going after him. And he says, well, if that's the way you want to play the game, okay.
Notice how a guy like that, I mean, everybody on the bench, they want to sit as close to him as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So mojo just kind of filters throughout the dugout. Most popular man on campus right now, Derek Lee. 3-2 to Burnett. Hit hard past Gary Matthews.
Heads up, Sarge.
Who did get out of the way, just barely.
Sarge's one of those guys, he seems to have some kind of a horsehide magnet somewhere in his chest, because that ball finds him, whether he's in the dugout or coaching first base, hitting fungos before the ball game.
Hits a fly to left. Adam Dunn, long run. Out number 2.
Derek Lee with his second home run, his 4th hit of the day, a breaking ball up and out over the plate. He's fired up. Well, Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 375 feet. Towering, sky-high fly ball halfway up the bleachers in left field, and a curtain call, and rightfully so for Derek Lee.
Seven home runs, 27 RBIs, a .430 average here in April.
Last year it took him the whole month of April and the whole month of May before he got his 27th RBI.
Two strikes on Hollinsworth. 2 down in the inning. It's 7-7. Cubs were down 6-1 at one point.
We said it at the opening of the show, the way this series between these two teams has gone. Figured to be slugfests, and today is no exception.
Outside. Well, the Cubs have scored 26 runs now in this series, leading the National League in home runs. Cubs have hit 27 as a team. Check swing and no swing. So it's a crew chief, Tim Welke. Two. And again, the 3-run homer has been a favorite of the Cubs. 8 of their home runs this year, 3-run shots. So while no grand slams, and Lopez hit the grand slam earlier for the Reds, the 8th 3-run homer for the Cubs, tying it up. And Todd fouled that one off himself. Where did it get him? He's got the shin protected on the front leg.
To walk it off. We'll take another look and see if we can see exactly where that ball got him.
With a back knee.
Jeez. Of course, that front leg with the shin guard is the one you're more concerned with. That's where he was injured last year. Trying to shake it off, get back in there.
Merker ready. Another foul. The Reds have to be careful how they use Merker matching up with other teams because he is their only lefty. A bevy of right-handers at the disposal of Dave Miley. Another 2-2 flared into center for Hollinsworth. Got down to first, no problem. So it looks like that knee is fine.
Well, what a good at bat by Todd Hollinsworth to battle a tough left-handed pitcher out there on the mound. Finally gets a pitch down and out over the plate. Cues it off the end of the bat into center field. Get a look at him coming out of the batter's box here. It looks okay. No sign of a limp there. Not favoring that spot that he was hit with the foul tip earlier in the at bat.
Macias batting right-handed against the lefty Merker. Well, again, we got some emails saying don't say let's get some runs. But the majority thought we should, and the add-on was only say it when the Cubs are down. Well, the Cubs getting 3 runs.
I think that answers that question.
Yeah. All on one swing. Of course, set up by the leadoff walk by Hairston, and then the Nafy Perez single. The 4 lefties in the bullpen. Glendon Rush. We've already seen Will Omen. Barrett came in as a pinch hitter in the 6th.
And we talk a lot about the various roles in the bullpen, and we know that most pitchers like to know what their role is. But when you get into a situation like the Cubs find themselves right now, where that bullpen has been overused, they've had some injury problems, there are no roles down there anymore. When the phone rings, whoever's name is called, get up, get loose as quickly as possible, and come in and get somebody out. There will be a point later in this season when things settle down a little bit, the starters work a little deeper into the ball games, where there will be more defined roles in that bullpen. But for right now, it's just a matter of survival. Dusty's going to do what he thinks he has to do to get those big outs. I mean, sometimes a relief pitcher may be available only for one hitter today. I can get one hitter out for you. So you pick the guy in that opposing lineup that is the best matchup for that guy. And if the situation arises during the game, that's your guy. You're only going to face one hitter. Come in and get him out. And then you do what you have to do after that.
3-2, so Hollingsworth will be running. There he goes on the ground toward left, cut off by Joe Randa. He throws out Macias. What a day for Derek Lee. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, half of those ribbies coming on one swing. It's 7-7.
Wow, someone ordered all that. I guess so. Is it heavy? This is one of the new notebooks, integrated wireless, and it's so light, it's crazy. So light, it's crazy.
Take delivery of a thin and light Gateway notebook with an Intel Celeron M processor, just $699.99, and found only in a Gateway box.
I've worked for over 15 years. I'm proud of that. But without insurance, we don't get regular medical care.
Millions of hardworking Americans live without health insurance. Together Rx Access can help. Sponsored by 10 top pharmaceutical companies, Together Rx Access saves eligible people up to 40% on prescriptions. And it's free.
I don't need a handout. I need peace of mind.
Call 1-800-444-4106 today.
Torque engines, truck tough frames. For work, play, and everything in between. Pick a direction. Go. Get 2 years of extended service protection free on all John Deere Buck ATVs today.
Starte etwas.
Start しよう.
Start something.
Démarrer une expérience intelligente.
Start mixing and mashing.
Start anything you like.
Begin met iets fotografisch.
Di fantastico.
Start
Something beautiful.
Start anything you like.
With a world of software and devices that run on Windows, the choice is yours.
Ken Griffey with a deep fly to right. First pitch of the 8th inning. And it's hauled in by Jeremy Brunitz. Glendon Rush is on for the Cubs. It's 7-7. Been all Derek Lee today. He's knocked in 6 of the 7 Cubs runs. London's been busy lately, as has the entire bullpen. Inning and a third last night. Gave up a run on 2 hits in relief of Zambrano. 1 strike on Sean Casey. Here comes Glendon again. Ground ball, Nathy Perez. And it's a kind of game when you talk about momentum to review the pitcher. You want to get your guys right back in the dugout and take some more hacks as Troy Hawkins loosens.
You know, it's easy to get overly concerned with your own ball club and the problems you're going through and the things that are happening. But, you know, you think about that other team as well. The Reds had a fairly comfortable lead in this ball game, and all of a sudden 5 runs in the 6th and 7th inning, and they find themselves in a tie game. There's a little concern in that first base dugout as well. If you can have a quick 1-2-3 inning, get your ball club back there swinging those bats again, it really takes some of the wind out of the sails of the Cincinnati Reds.
A couple of former teammates with the Kansas City Royals. Glendon Rush against Joe Randa. Randa spent the last 6 years in Kansas City.
I think that's what they call toiling in obscurity. Very loyal fans there in Kansas City, but they don't get the national pub a lot of teams do.
Drilled right center, but Burnett's will chase it down. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds. 7-7 in the 8th.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Non-stop service to 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
That new destination smell. Introducing Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service to Pittsburgh. Fly from Chicago Midway for just $29 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Get 12 eggs, 2 6-pack soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime.
12 eggs, 2 6-pack soda, 7 grain bread, 5 lime, powder butter, seats, I love you. Trying to cut down on phone time.
Could you pick me up at 6, please? I want to go with the hot shop. Canada, stay out till 12, oh, please. That please just this once.
Absolutely not. We read home by 10:10. It's going to be
10:45.
Do I hear 10?
Give me 10:30.
I'll get it rounded.
Okay, fine. 10 it is.
Not enough minutes on your family's wireless plan? Come to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Families talk free and share the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $69.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
Hey, John, do you...
They're hard to put down. The new quarter-pound mushroom Swiss grill burgers at Dairy Queen. Do one and DQ something different.
Take a sneak peek at the fastest extreme sport out there. Ultimate Arena Paintball is on Superstation WGN. Saturday night at 11 Eastern.
7-7. 5 runs in the 6th and 7th for the Cubs. And they have stormed back to tie it. They'll try to take the lead here in the 8th. Nice day here at Wrigley. A new pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds, right-hander Matt Belisle. And he'll face Michael Barrett. Belisle started against the Cubs, filling in for Ramon Ortiz. Went 3 innings, allowed 5 runs on 7 hits a week ago Monday, and got a no decision. And he was penciled in to start Friday in Milwaukee. We mentioned the Reds with an off day tomorrow. Ramon Ortiz pitched in a rehab start for Single A Sarasota last night. And if he was feeling good, would have started on Sunday. So with Belisle pitching here today, obviously the Reds feel that Ortiz is going to be ready to go as they reconfigure their rotation. 1 out here in the 8th. Let's pause briefly for station identification.
This is Superstation WGN, where sports is always in season.
Well, let's listen to the crowd as Aramis Ramirez is announced.
Hitting for the pitcher, Glendon Rush, number 16, Aramis Ramirez.
2-run homer last night. Didn't start today with the groin, the tender groin. Dusty wanted to give him a couple of days off. Did say that he would be available late if needed, and he is needed here in the 8th. And the pitch by Belisle. Misses for ball 1. Both teams at 10-10. Everybody chasing the Cardinals here early on in the season. Cardinals won again today. Inside. 6-3 over Milwaukee. So St. Louis now 14-5. And a rough start for the Brewers. They're 7-13 after the loss. 2-2 now on Ramirez.
You mentioned that start in Cincinnati by Belisle. It was home run derby for the Cubs that day. Corey Patterson took him deep in the first. Aramis Ramirez followed with a home run. Jeremy Burnett's doubled, and then Derek Lee hit that monster shot over the batter's eye. Later in the third inning, Burnett's hit a home run of his own. 4 bombs in the first 3 innings of that game in Cincinnati.
Hairston is next. 3-2 to Ramirez, and he strikes out swinging.
After showing him away, comes in with a hard sinker off the inside corner of the plate, diving in further. Ramirez just can't get to it. That pitch was set up by the earlier pitches in that sequence, getting Ramirez to be thinking away, and then pounded him inside with that sinker to get strike 3.
Hairston has reached twice on a single and a walk, and he has scored twice. Our producer of Cubs baseball, WGN Sports, is Pete Toma. Skip Ellison, our director today. Mark Brady, our associate producer. Good look at our production truck. The inner workings of this operation. The executive producer of WGN Sports, Bob Vorwald. He's in the booth with us today. Thanks as well to Angie Adocchio, our booth AD. Our production assistant, John Shedd. Our studio coordinator back at WGN, PJ Crushell. Two strikes on Hairston with 2 outs in the 8th. Shuffling outside is LaRue. Hit the mitt, but just outside. Huge offensive series for both teams. Cubs won 10-6 Monday night. Reds 11, Cubs 9 last night. It's 7-7 today. Bounce to third for Randa. And he gets Hairston. Perfect 8th for Matt Belisle. Let's head to the 9th. 7-7.
Are you ready? Wow! Go! Wow! Are you ready? I can't do this. No! No way! Not even for some Bud Light?
Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real.
See you, dude! Wait!
It's all here.
What I'm holding in my hand is just a piece of paper, but it could help save me thousands of dollars. Do you know what it is? It's my credit report and score, and I just printed it off my computer from freecreditreport.com. Do you know what's in your credit report? Do you know your credit score? You should, because when you apply for credit, they can help save you a lot of money. That's why it's so important to make sure your credit report is accurate at freecreditreport.com. Join the more than 8 million people who have already logged on to freecreditreport.com.
I go online, and in seconds, I get my credit report and credit score free.
Staying on top of my credit helped me get the best deal on my refi. Now there's an easy way to monitor key changes on all 3 of my credit reports.
Wouldn't you like to know the information in your credit report is accurate before you apply for credit? Now you can. Log on to freecreditreport.com. Take charge of your credit and take charge of your future. Log on now.
We know the HRX is a Honda. We know it has cruise control. We know it has a Xenoid body that's virtually indestructible. What we don't know is, what is this?
It's called Versamo. It goes from mulching to packing to discharge. with no attachments.
This changes everything.
7-7, ninth inning, and it's LaTroy Hawkins. Fifth pitcher to work for the Cubs today. He works two Adam Dunn. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up behind third. Caught by Macias. Well, Hawkins began the year as a Cubs closer. Was 3 for 5 in save opportunities. Saved all 3 chances on the road. Blew the 2 at home. The last of which was on Saturday in a loss to the Pirates. Then the next day, Chad Fox got his first save in a couple of years. Then Monday night, of course, Fox suffered the elbow injury. Hawkins that night worked a scoreless 8th inning. And as you mentioned about an inning ago, the role's really non-existent in the bullpen. It's whoever's available, whoever's needed to get a big out will get it. And again, the Cubs with an off day tomorrow, it could not have come at a better time. They'll have another one on Monday after that series in Houston.
And we talked about when you're playing well and swinging the bats well and everything's falling exactly into place where you need it to fall, you don't want an off day. You want to keep rolling, keep those guys out on the field doing what they're doing, keep their rhythm and timing. But when you've had to use your bullpen as often as Dusty has in the early going, and especially the last few days, that off day's coming right on time.
Couple of doubles today for Austin Kearns. His first 2 doubles. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Hawkins gets a sign from Michael Barrett. Here's a pitch. 3-2. Well, one thing Hawkins has done very well, facing the first hitter of his appearances, he's 10 for 10. The ball got out of the Reds bullpen. He's been hurt with 2 outs. A couple of times. Swing and a miss, dropped by Barrett, so Lee will have to cover first.
Good fastball from Hawkins down low in the strike zone. Gets the swing and a miss from Austin Kearns. Ball just clanks out of the mitt of Michael Barrett. He throws on to first to get the out. You know, that number you mentioned, retiring that first batter you face, that's one of the most important numbers for a reliever out of the bullpen. That and stranding inherited runners. You come into the ball game with runners on base and leave them out there. Those are the numbers that you really look at when you check the effectiveness of a relief pitcher.
He has given up some 2-out hits. In fact, his first save, he retired the first 2 in Pittsburgh, gave up a 2-out hit, and then got out of it a 4-3 win on the 16th. It was at PNC Park. His first save opportunity was in the home opener against Milwaukee. Retired the first 2 men, then the junior Spivey single and the Lyle Overbay RBI double. 2 strikes on Lopez with 2 outs here today in the ninth. Barrett setting up inside. Here's the pitch. Got him. inside corner. Hawkins goes 1, 2, 3 in the ninth. Cubs will try to win it when we come back. Hawkins with a couple of strikeouts in the inning.
On the next,
Will and Grace.
I did prepare a monologue from King Lear.
And who would you like to do this monologue with?
James Earl Jones. Meet your new acting coach.
We gotta lose the James Earl Jones and find the James Girl Jones.
This can't be good for his career.
You want to be up here real high in your head voice. Lady! Lady!
I'm really worried about James Earl Jones. A week in my class and his hair looks exactly the same.
Next, Will and Grace.
Tonight at 6:30 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
We live paycheck to paycheck. We barely get done paying one bill and then another one comes in. I mean, what would we do if one of us really got sick?
millions of hardworking Americans live without health insurance. Together RX Access can help. Sponsored by 10 top pharmaceutical companies, Together RX Access saves eligible people up to 40% on prescriptions. And it's free.
I feel like without your health, what else is there?
Call 1-800-444-4106 today.
They say you are what you eat. Put a plant in topsoil, you get a starving plant, because ordinary topsoil has little, if any, nutrition. Now put a plant in new Miracle-Gro garden soil. Wow. Rich, organic ingredients, plus Miracle-Gro continuous release plant food. Nourishes nonstop for up to 3 months. Plants grow twice as big, and you get twice the compliments. That's nice. New Miracle-Gro garden soil. Make your own miracles.
Well, it's all set up for the Cubs here in the ninth inning. A tie game, and Nafi Perez, Corey Patterson, and Derek Lee due up. 8 hits among those 3 hitters. 2 home runs from Derek Lee. Nafi has tripled, singled, and scored. So it's been a big offensive day for the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Cubs. Matt Belisle still on. Worked a 1-2-3-8. Breath mint. Fouled back by Perez. 4 strike 1.
Foul ball ricocheting off the backstop netting, very nearly hitting Jason LaRue. We've seen a lot of that this year. Foul balls, because of the way that screen is angled, they all seem to funnel back toward home plate.
Popped up on the bunt, and Randa makes a catch. Don't know if Nafi was trying to pop it over Randa or not.
And from his approach, it looked like he was trying to slap that ball on the ground slowly right at Felipe Lopez at the shortstop position. Just a little bit behind it and popped it up in the air to third base. If he gets out on the ground toward the shortstop, then it just becomes a foot race. Lopez coming in to field the ball on the run, and Nafi hustling down that first base line, but unfortunately popped it up.
Patterson a couple of hits and 4 tries. Late on a fastball. The last walk-off home run for the Cubs came from Corey Patterson against the Pirates. And he drives one deep. Griffey going back. That ball way back, and it is over! Patterson, walk-off homer. The Cubs come all the way back. They were down 6-1 early. They win 8-7.
Corey Patterson had some good swings at pitches out over the plate in the game today. He gets one more out there, reaches out, and snap hooks it back to right center field. Ken Griffey Jr. drifted back on the ball a few steps and then just looked up as that ball sailed into the bleachers. Corey with the hand in the air. Send the Cub fans home happy today.
395 feet or southwest. How far did it fly? Corey with us live on the field. Corey, congratulations. 3 big hits for you, 4 from Derek Lee, and the home run ball's been huge for this team.
Well, I guess, yeah. Let me catch my breath for a second.
You got to take your time.
It was exciting, and we've been playing great. We've been hitting the ball great, and I'm glad we came back today. It was a good comeback and a good win.
You got mugged a little bit at home plate there after scoring on that home run, but I imagine that's the kind of mugging you don't mind.
Oh, not at all. I mean, that's what every player lives for, to hit a game-winning home run. So it was fun. We're having fun this year, and we all get along and pull for each other. So that's what we need.
Corey, how about the guy hitting behind you in the lineup today? Unbelievable.
So I've never really seen anything like it. It's just tremendous, and I'm happy to hit in front of him. So I definitely got to take advantage of that.
And to take advantage of that, getting on base ahead of Derek Lee in the 6th inning, you put down a beautiful bunt for a base hit. We've seen you do that a lot more this year. Is that something you're going to try to continue throughout the season?
Well, I mean, I think so, especially if I'm struggling, not seeing the ball well. It's allowed me to put the ball in play, and even if I'm swinging the bat well, I could always lay down a bunt, use my speed. So definitely a weapon. I got to continue to use it.
Corey, last thing, let's talk about the team. You guys are 11-10. You've had all kinds of injuries, and it's a great team win. The offense really picking up the pitching staff here in this series.
Yeah, I think so, but that's how it's going so far. But we'll be okay. I mean, there's going to be some days where I think the offense isn't going to be doing so well, and that's when the pitcher's going to pick us up. So it's a two-way street, and that's why it's a team game, and we need everybody to contribute.
Enjoy the off day tomorrow. We'll see you in Houston Friday. Nice job.
Okay, thanks.
Corey Patterson, walk-off home run off Matt Belisle in the 9th. As the Cubs come back and beat the Reds, they win this series, taking 2 of 3 and finish the homestand 3-2, 8-7. The final. We'll be back.
I'm late for this award show. Can I get a ride?
Come on, hop in. I tell you, Carson, the excitement here is tremendous.
Look at that. I didn't know P. Diddy drove a Diet Pepsi truck.
Don't scratch it.
All right, this is how I roll.